sunshine. The referee blows his whistle, and we're underway at Wembley Stadium. And Arsenal immediately play the ball inside the Wednesday half. Davis wearing 14, the squad number system being introduced today as it was for the Coca-Cola Cup final. He's beaten in the tackle. The ball played into the Arsenal half, fouled by Linegan. Worthington takes it up on the near side, plays it to Harks, the American, and Waddle available down the left, but the pass from Harks wasn't so good. It goes out of play, and it will be a throw-in to Arsenal. What sort of game are you anticipating, Jimmy Armfield? The rather sterile contest that we had in the League Cup final, or a vibrant, flowing match?
No, I don't think it'll be, quite as dour. I think Sheffield Wednesday have got to do something about the midfield from that game, because in the last game, Arsenal completely dominated that midfield, and consequently people like Sheridan and Waddle, who are, the players who set up the play for Wednesday, didn't really get into it. So that's going to be important as far as Wednesday concerned, and I feel that's why Palmer, is better in centre midfield.
Warhurst playing at the centre of defence, just wins the opening exchange with Ian Wright, puts the ball out of play. That's a very important tussle coming up, and Warhurst's pace might be vital in that confrontation. We've got a throw into Arsenal. A minute gone at Wembley. Dixon throws it into the Wednesday penalty area. Linegan jumps, doesn't make contact, and Waddle scoops the ball clear and out of play again to the near side of the field for another throw-in to Arsenal. Arsenal making a record 12th appearance in the FA Cup final. They've been winners 5 times. The last occasion, 1979, is one of our guests this afternoon. Alan Sunderland remembers oh so well. Arsenal's throw-in taken by Dixon. Big Campbell loses out. It's played upfield by Worthington, and Arsenal regain possession. Jensen the near side tackles Bright, and that's a foul tackle on Bright. And then as Sheridan wants to get the ball quickly off the Dane, he snapped at his ankles, but no harm done. It's a free kick taken by Wednesday. 2 minutes played. No score at Wembley between Arsenal and Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup final. Waddle to Worthington. Harks down the left side, running towards the penalty area. On his left foot, tries to curl it in. It rebounds off Dixon and goes behind for the first corner of this FA Cup final. John Sheridan, the Irishman, to come across to the near side of the field. And plenty of tall targets to aim for inside the Arsenal penalty area. Palmer's there. So too is Anderson. Hurst, obviously. Bright. Waddles on the near post. Sheridan to take it. Right-footed, curling in. It's headed on and pushed over by Seaman. It was headed on by Carlton Palmer on the near post. He came off the near post, and Seaman had to be alert, and he concedes a second corner. This time it's from the opposite side of the pitch. It's the Wednesday right, and it means that it's the left foot of Nigel Worthington, the Ulsterman, to take it. Curling it in viciously towards Seaman. Seaman doesn't reach it. It's headed away by Parler this time. Worthington with a second chance to cross it. Helped by Waddle towards the corner flag, and Worthington plays it off to the defender Merson there. It's a throw-in to Sheffield Wednesday. Waddle rather untidily has that Wednesday shirt outside his shorts, and it didn't do the delivery of the throw-in much good either. It wasn't a good one. It's easily cleared by Arsenal and knocked away from their penalty area. It'll be a throw-in on the far side, taken by the defender Nielsen to Waddle. Waddle turns beautifully, slips the ball past Winterburn, gets the cross in. Bright leaves it, and it takes a deflection off the defender. Adams wasn't too sure what was happening there. It's another corner for Wednesday, the third in about 90 seconds.
Well, that is a real tonic start as far as Wednesday concerned. After losing the League Cup, I felt it was important that they started well, and they have done. 3 corners won in the first 4 minutes. Shows us an air of confidence.
Here comes Worthington, who missed the League Cup final through suspension. He curls this corner long, and was there some pushing? There was some pushing by David Hurst on Lee Dixon, and Dixon agrees with the linesman's decision. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. Hurst, of course, who came on only as substitute against Arsenal in the Coca-Cola Cup final. And he looks a good deal fitter now, Jimmy, having had those extra few games under his belt.
Yes, it wasn't anything like fit, I didn't think, for a while. He seemed to be carrying a groin injury and a hamstring injury as well at one stage, and it was very difficult for him.
Bright heads on. Hurst is after with a bit of pace, but Adams gets there first, and the colossus of the Arsenal defence helps it away to Winterburn, who crosses the halfway line. Left side in midfield. Still has the ball. Wants to lay it off. Lays it off finally to Merson. A few yards beyond the halfway line. Merson slides it across to the near side, but he hits it beyond Dixon. Worthington's there, and Worthington plays it back towards Nigel Worthington, whose testimonial game is due on the same day as the Charity Shield, and he hopes, of course, that he won't be able to play that game that day. He'll be involved at Wembley once more. Woods hits the clearance upfield. Hurst lets it run. Wright is after it, right in the Arsenal penalty area. Linnigan goes with him. Waddle's available. Wright keeps the ball though. A couple of yards from the corner flag. Just stepping on it, inviting the challenge, and finally Linnigan does as he was expected to, and he concedes another throw-in with Sheffield Wednesday. But a heartening start for the Yorkshire side, putting the pressure on Arsenal in these opening minutes. The last Yorkshire team to win the FA Cup, Leeds, in 1972, and guess who they beat? Arsenal. The throw-in taken by Nielsen on the far side to Waddle. Waddle curls the cross in, left-footed. Oh, there was a chance for Anderson. He rose above Jensen. He got his head to the ball, but he could only deflect it past for a goal kick.
Well, this is an encouraging start for Wednesday supporters. The other thing is there has been a slight change of tactic from the last match. Waddle seems to have a more fluid role. He's now drifting towards centre midfield. Palmer's going out, has been playing out on the right. It's a far more fluid style. I think Trevor Francis must have said, we don't want to get Sheridan and Waddle bogged down in that centre midfield area too much, you know, where it's easy for Arsenal to pick them up. So I think he's given them a free rein.
No score after 6 minutes at Wembley. This is the 6th game for these two sides in just a fortnight, but they can banish thoughts of the other 5 from their minds now. This is the one that really matters. This is the one they've been building up to. Arsenal in possession on the far side, and it's played well to Davis, forward to Wright. Lovely layoff to Parlour, beyond the centre circle. Dixon sprinting down the wing, gets the ball now, the fullback, level with the edge of the Wednesday penalty area, running at Worthington, slips it back to Parlour. First time cross into the box. Nielsen dives forward, heads it away. Parlour should pick it up again, though the referee spots an infringement. Davis pushing on Hawks, the American, and it's a free kick to Wednesday.
Nielsen did well there, coming around the back of his central defenders. He spotted the danger. That's an important start for Wednesday to clear the ranks on the first real threat.
Wednesday have possession. Near side, the left. Worthington drifts it forward. Good run by Bright, and then his first touch let him die. He got there beyond Linnigan and could only help the ball behind the Arsenal goal line for a goal kick to Arsenal. David Seaman now firmly re-established as the England number 2, and at the opposite end of the pitch, the England number 1, Chris Woods. Seaman to take this goal kick. The players, 20 of them, the outfield players, all grouped about 10 yards either side of the halfway line, as Seaman slightly mishit that, but Campbell wins it in the air. Lovely back heel by Wright to Davis. Davis helps it towards the far side. Palmer's in there industriously, but Arsenal have the ball. Winterburn, 30 yards from goal, leaves it to Merson, into the penalty area, left side, needs to pull it back, pulls it back, and it takes a deflection, and it goes behind for a corner to Arsenal. Their first corner, and we played 8 minutes, and the red and white flies go aloft, away to our right. That's the Arsenal end. Wednesday fans towards the tunnel at the left. Merson to take the corner, hits it right-footed. Linnigan jumps, he had a clear header, and he headed it past.
Well, that was a good chance. I was surprised at Sheffield Wednesday there, because when the corner came over, every one of them was back inside their own area. And even then, Wright was the man who was with Linnigan. He didn't jump with him. Linnigan got a free header, never got hold of it properly. Had the ball had been knocked out to the edge of the box, it would certainly have been picked up by an Arsenal player. Wednesday really got underneath the ball then.
If you think about the 2-headed goals that Adams scored for Arsenal in the quarter-final against Ipswich and the semi-final against Tottenham, well, it should have been him. Wednesday attack now. Ball played in by Waddle, but ahead of Mark Wright and safely through into the arms of David Seaman.
Another half chance. He escaped down the right side. Waddle there. His pass into the middle really wasn't accurate enough. It went straight into Seaman's path. But Wright was running in.
Now, Winterburn sprints down the left side. Wright comes and makes himself available. The pass eluded Wright, and it's cleared easily by Sheridan, but into the relatively unoccupied Arsenal half away to our left. Tony Adams gets some jeers from the Wednesday fans. I don't know why they keep jeering Tony Adams. He's about to win his 25th cap for England. He was captain of Arsenal at 21 years of age. He's already won Championship and League Cup winners' medal. Once an FA Cup winners' medal. His ball upfield, cleared by Nielsen, but untidily so. It goes out of play, and it's another throw-in to Arsenal on the far side. Coming up to 10 minutes played at Wembley. Arsenal 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Arsenal take the throw-in, then waste it, as Davis puts it out of play once more, and Nielsen turns. He takes the throw for Wednesday, and he throws it back to Chris Woods. And Woods just waves his players upfield. Warhurst playing in central defence, as I've said, but wearing a protective bandage around his left wrist. Was a major doubt for this game, but Shirtlift's injury really forced the hand of Trevor Francis. Now, as the ball was played upfield, there was a foul by Linnigan on Mark Wright, and it's a free kick to Wednesday. And when I tell you that it's less than 30 yards from goal, it's slightly to the right of the D, you can work out for yourselves that Chris Waddle might well be striking this free kick towards the Arsenal goal. John Sheridan, who scored in a League Cup final against Manchester United, he's available too. Sheridan or Waddle, three players in the red Arsenal wall. Wright runs across it. Waddle strikes it. It was a brilliant strike. And a terrific save by David Seaman. That was heading to goal.
Well, it was a tremendous free kick, really. I thought Linnigan was a bit lucky to lose the challenge because Bright didn't jump, but the referee thought it was a foul. When it came in, Waddle struck it ever so well. Good save by Seaman, and a crucial one too, probably.
Worthington with a corner. Left-footed towards the near post. It's headed away by Linnigan. Waddle controls it. Right side of the Arsenal penalty area. Then two challenges come in, and one of them, Mersons, takes it away. Wednesday regain the ball though. Palmer to the near side, and Parks 25 yards out on his left foot. Was he brought down? No. Ian Wright made a fair challenge, and then Wright was fouled by Palmer, who was arguing with the referee, who thought he should have given a free kick to Wednesday just seconds earlier. And I think that even this early in the cup final, for his wrongful endeavours, Carlton Palmer's going to be ticked off.
No question about that. The chain just came off for a second there, as we say, off the cog. Yeah, I think the referee's absolutely right not to book. I mean, I think in the cup final you get a little bit of impetuosity in the first 10 or 15 minutes especially. But what happened there was just prior to that, I thought it was a magic moment, that free kick of Waddle's, you know, just like the one we saw Barnes in the England match, very similar, and of course like Waddle hit in the League Cup final as well. You know, it just shows really how confident he is that he can, you know, do it repeatedly. And it was a good save by Seaman.
I was just thinking, if you think about the FA Cup semi-final when Seaman was beaten by Gascoigne's swirling free kick, and that upset him greatly, of course. Well, he's more than made up for that with that magnificent save from Waddle's strike after 10 minutes. We've played 12 minutes now at Wembley. Arsenal 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, but it's been a bright opening to this game. The 112th FA Cup final. Jensen the Dane slips the ball forward to Davis inside the centre circle. Palmer's into challenge, breaks to Sheridan. Jensen's in for Arsenal again. Merson, Winterburn down the left. He curls it forward. Campbell jumps, heads it down. Wright chips as if to volley, but Warhurst was very quick, wasn't he? He makes the clearance towards the near side, and Hursty's hardly had a touch. Turns it down the left flank, and it's going to run towards the corner flag, but to the left side of it, it runs out of play for a throw into Arsenal. The Wednesday fans are booing because they thought there might have been a free kick for a foul by Linnigan on Hurst, but Jimmy Armfield is shaking his head, and quite rightly so. Lee Dixon, very close to his corner flag now, throws it towards the curl locks of Ray Parlour. He hits the ball carelessly out of play, and it's a throw into Wednesday. Worthington will take it, midway inside the Arsenal half, down the near side, the left. Sheridan's available, so too is Hart. Waddle, edge of the Arsenal penalty area, makes the run. Worthington finds him with a throw. Waddle lays it off. Worthington hits the ball right-footed, takes a deflection away. Palmer heads it towards the penalty area. Again, Arsenal clear, and effectively so. Good layoff by Wright. Davis turns, but hits it straight to Worthington. Worthington forward to the halfway line. Campbell wins it back for Arsenal. A very aggressive, purposeful opening from both sides. Parlour then hits it carelessly straight to Worthington. That's a good ball by Worthington down the left side. Bright chases after it, trying to keep it in play, and does so for just a second, and then it's out of play for a throw into Arsenal. So we played nearly a quarter of an hour. We've had two special guests alongside Jimmy Armfield today, Alan Sunderland and Jack Charlton. I wonder what their early thoughts are. First of all, Jack?
It's a terrific cup final. It's competitive. Nobody's asking or giving an inch. There's been a lot of tackling, a lot of good play, and a lot of commitment, and I think it's going to be a cracking game.
And Alan, are you slightly perturbed at the way Wednesday have started, namely they've started well?
Yeah, I think they started very well. I mean, I think it's the same as the League Cup final. I think they started probably the sharper in that game as well. But Arsenal have come back into it, gradually got back into it, and there's been chances at either end. And as Jack said, it looks it's got everything that a good game needs, and there's been chances at either end, and I think there'll be a few goals.
As yet, there's no score. 15 minutes played. We've got a free kick to Wednesday. Warhurst wearing 9, but playing in central defence, takes it right-footed Adams heads it clear. Wednesday picking up again. Nielsen to Sheridan. Palmer wants it played forward early. Sheridan slipped as he thought about what he was going to do with the ball, and Arsenal have it back. Merson under pressure, makes an error, gives it to Harkes. Back it goes to Waddle. Left for Sheridan. Sheridan to Harkes again. Left in the centre circle. It's a little bit crowded in the midfield, but Wednesday probed their way through. Nielsen forward to Harkes again. The pass was overhit. Adams, good anticipation, makes the clearance. Met by Anderson. He hits it forward. It was far too firmly hit, and it runs through to David Seaman.
I think it was a good point that Alan made there, that in the League Cup final, Wednesday did start well, very encouraging, but very resilient Arsenal. They can hold on and wait until it's their opportunity to get back into it. And I would have thought Trevor Francis will have learned from that. In that match as well, they got smothered in midfield by Arsenal, particularly in the second half. And I think he said to his 4 midfield players, I think you've got to motor around this pitch, got to put yourselves around, don't get smothered in that area. And I think that's what they've tried to do in this first 15 minutes.
Well, it's such a competitive opening quarter of an hour. With another free kick to be taken by Paul Warhurst. It's inches inside the centre circle, but still inside his own half. Wembley, as it was split for the semi-finals and last month's League Cup final, split blue to the left, red to the right. Wednesday come forward, then Palmer runs out of space. Ball breaks to Jensen. Campbell hesitates, rather fortunately keeps the ball under the challenge of Palmer. He gives it to Merson. Merson running powerfully, slips it to the left. Winterburn trying to cross it in. It's blocked by Palmer and goes behind for a corner. Great running by Carlton Palmer, because initially he lost possession inside the centre circle. He ran the full length of the half to prevent the Arsenal attack developing into the penalty area. But he's had to concede a corner. 17 minutes play. Arsenal's corner from the left. Merson strikes it right-footed. Deep. Woods, a very good catch. Under pressure from both Campbell and Wright, and the Wednesday players didn't like the challenge, in particular of Ian Wright, as always, playing it on the edge, and Kieran Barrett, the referee, just having a quiet word with him and reminding him that he decides what's right and what's wrong right there this afternoon.
Well, Wright was wrong there. But it was a good catch by Woods under a bit of pressure. But once again, a little bit disturbed. I thought they all got under the ball, all under the ball again. If the ball is heading out to the edge of the area, it's going to come back in from Arsenal.
Wright was wrong. You don't get extra points for being clever today now. We just have to be right. Dixon, near side, the right for Arsenal. He turns away from Harkes and he gives it back to David Seaman. Very, very tight final. Just that chance of a header for Linnigan, and also the Waddle free kick. The nearest we've come to goals for either side. Seaman plays it upfield. Oh, mistake by Warhurst. Right volley's right-footed, but too close to the goalkeeper, Woods, who makes the save, but Warhurst made the error.
Complete miscue of the ball. But Wright came in and volleyed it. Just typical strike. I thought he was going to take it on a bit farther, actually. But he opted to volley it first time. He struck it well, but it was straight at Woods. No problem for a goalkeeper like Woods there.
Good build-up by Wednesday. Nielsen floats it in, and Seaman and Bright were going to meet it. In the end, Bright was watching Seaman. Seaman let it go, and it's behind for a goal kick. It's really noticeable to me, Jimmy, how important Palmer and Sheridan are in the centre of this Wednesday midfield. They're giving it a bite that they lacked on the last occasion.
And let me see where Waddle is. He's coming in between them.
He's in the hole, and he's drifting.
That's right. I think he's been given a free rein to play. I think he's trying to. Trevor Francis said, mustn't get him bogged down. He's an important playmaker to us. Give him a free rein to play across the midfield. And Jensen, who I think has started really well for Arsenal, he's done some great tackling in there. He's the man at the moment who's shadowing Waddle all the time.
Waddle heads the ball away from Jensen. Hurst was there, but Jensen heads it clear for Arsenal again. Warhurst knocks the ball forward for Wednesday. Waddle to Bright, but the return pass from Bright not good. Straight to Davis. Davis floats it forward. Anderson with a comfortable header down to Sheridan. He plays it to Nielsen. That's a good ball forward. Hurst makes a hash of it, turns and loses possession. Harlan crossing the halfway line. Gives it to Campbell. Wright further ahead, but Campbell picks out Dixon down the right flank. Less than 20 minutes played at Wembley. No score. Dixon cuts in field. Tries to play to Merson on the far side. Palmer actually should have made better with the clearance. Merson now plays it in towards the penalty area, and Warhurst heads it away. Frantic stuff at Wembley. Arsenal 0, Wednesday 0. Bright falls Dixon. Caught him late, no question about that. And the only reason he'll escape a booking, I think, is that he immediately acknowledged the error of his ways, said he's sorry to the referee, says he's sorry to Dixon. Dixon just take his time in getting up after that challenge. Great noise around Wembley Stadium. A lot more dark cloud than there was around earlier, and no sunshine for the moment. No goals for the moment. Davis with a free kick for Arsenal. Left-footed. Linningen's up. Heads it across. Wright hits it into the net. Goal number 29 of the season. And Ian Wright proves he can do it on the big occasion. He scored twice for Crystal Palace in the 1990 final. Palace still lost in the replay, but 21 minutes played here in 1993 at Wembley Stadium. And as Linningen headed on, Wright spotted the gap to the right of Woods, and he made absolutely no mistake with a firm redder. Ian Wright scores, Arsenal 1, Wednesday 0.
Not for the first time in the match. Wednesday caught out on quite a simple cross ball, really. Linningen was the man who got the important header. He knocked it back across the goal, and Wednesday were caught in that central defensive position there with a right, got his head onto it. Woods had no chance of saving.
Waddle comes forward, beaten in the challenge, and the ball breaks to Arsenal's Campbell. Here's Ian Wright again. Wright's beyond Warhurst, and was he brought down? No, but he fell over. He doesn't get the decision, and it's back with Chris Woods. Ian Wright's 9th FA Cup goal of the season. And this is the one that matters at Wembley in the final, and it's given Arsenal the lead with less than a quarter of the game gone.
Great confidence boost for Arsenal, you know, after beating them in the League Cup. Now I think this is where it might come into play a little bit, the last game. What happens is now they've got the confidence factor again. Wednesday had started ever so well. 20 minutes, things seem to be going right for them. Suddenly, simple dead ball situation. Linningen wins the header, knocks it across the goal. Wright.
Here's Wright again inside the penalty area. This time he's beaten by Woods, and Woods having to run it towards the far side. Wright is there. Woods brings him down. The whistle's already gone. It's a free kick to Arsenal, but Wright proving a terror. And in scoring that goal, he's equal Frank Stapleton's record of scoring for different clubs in different FA Cup finals at Wembley. We've gone beyond the midway points of the first half. My apologies to Mike Ingham for being so slovenly. It's all yours, Mike.
Thank you, Alan. I think we might just hear from Jack Charlton very quickly on how did you see the goal, Jack?
Well, it was bad marking on Linningen at the far post. The ball was always going to go to that area, and a header back across the goals like that, and a free header. But he directed it extremely well, and it was down towards the post, away from the goalkeeper. You'll not see a better header from Ian Wright in a long time. It's a very good goal.
It's going to be an Arsenal free kick after an injury. Alan Sunderland, come in. What do you think about it quickly?
Well, Arsenal are always going to be dangerous from set pieces because they've got Tony Adams and they've got Linningen, and the Wright and Campbell up front just look for the knockdowns. But I just feel for Sheffield Wednesday to get back in this game, they seem to be a little bit congested because they brought Waddle in.
Right, free kick for Arsenal. Free kick for Arsenal, taken by Merson to the far post, and it bounces away from Andy Linningen this time on the other post. And it's going to be a free kick to Chris Woods, a goal kick to Chris Woods. Had to cut you off there, Alan. Just finish that sentence, please.
Yeah, well, I think because they were a little bit disappointed with Chris Waddle because he got marked out the Coca-Cola Cup final, and I think they've obviously tried to change it slightly to make Arsenal think, and they brought Waddle inside. But what seems to be happening, Carlton Palmer's inside as well, and as you can see on the picture at the moment, everything's congested around the middle. I think the team that developed the wide spaces better this afternoon are going to win the game.
And Carlton Palmer is saying now, come on, get back into this to his Sheffield Wednesday side. And Wednesday have a free kick. They step inside the Arsenal half, attacking the tunnel end, playing from right to left. And the free kick looks like John Sheridan's going to clip this one forward. And Anderson's gone forward. He's on the edge of the area. The free kick is in from Sheridan. Away defended successfully by Arsenal. Clearance completed long by Paul Davis. Back inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. The back pass from Warhurst. And Campbell chases in to make Chris Woods play that quickly, the back pass, and he did it neatly. And Sheffield Wednesday now bringing the ball away over on the far side, the right. Roland Nielsen goes past Merson on the halfway line. Good running now from Nielsen. Try to play it down the line for Carlton Palmer. Winterburn's in the way, keeps his composure well over on the far side. And now Winterburn in field for Davis. Lets it run on the halfway line. Arsenal sweep it to this near side. They have the lead. Ian Wright's got the goal for them. Set-piece goals settle the semi-finals here in Wembley, and we've had a goal from a free kick from Ian Wright. Arsenal now threatening once more. Campbell tries to head it on for Ian Wright, and Warhurst playing at the back gets it away, but it's still inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. Now Harks, left-hand side, goes past Lee Dixon beautifully now, down the left, John Harks. Harks halfway inside the Arsenal half, a poor ball in though, headed away by Arsenal's inspirational captain Tony Adams. Wednesday regroup and they have the possession once more. In midfield with Palmer against Jensen. The referee didn't like the challenge by Jensen. Free kick to Sheffield Wednesday, and definitely something on here perhaps once more for Waddle and Sheridan. Well, remember, Chris Waddle early on brought a fantastic save out of David Seaman. This kick is 30 yards away from Seaman's goal. Same scenario, Sheridan to the left and Waddle to the right. And this time it's Sheridan with the right foot. Wright tries to get on the end of it. He's got a corner. Did well there, Mark Wright. Corner kick to Sheffield Wednesday, trailing here at Wembley by 1-0. It was Mark Wright's challenge which led to the Lee Dixon free kick. Linnigan out-jumped Wednesday at the back post, headed across the goal, and Ian Wright put his header away to keep up his magnificent goal-scoring record for Arsenal. But a corner kick to Sheffield Wednesday, near side the left. Sheridan takes it to the far post, and Lee Dixon makes contact with it, so it's another corner. Corner down the right, Sheffield Wednesday's fifth, and Worthington goes across from left to right to take this now with his left foot. Only Warhurst and Nielsen staying back, looking after Ian Wright. A Worthington corner for Sheffield Wednesday, trailing in the cup final by 1-0. Linnigan's there for Arsenal, but it's still inside the areas. Palmer tries to get on the end of it for Sheffield Wednesday, and Kevin Campbell gets it out of the danger area. And Arsenal now trying to counter, lose their way in midfield. Played forward by Sheridan. Harks appears on the edge of the area. Superb challenge though by Lee Dixon. Throw to Sheffield Wednesday.
Arsenal defence has stood the test so far very well. They look, there's a lot of experience there. They seem to know exactly what they're doing.
The throw-in has been taken, and Wednesday now looking to Sheridan once more with a good ball down the line. Hurst is on the ball for Sheffield Wednesday, and that's just too far in front of John Harks, and it's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. You're listening to BBC National Radio 5 and World Service, the 1993 FA Cup final at Wembley. It's Arsenal 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Arsenal possibly on their way to something that's never been achieved before. Both cups in one season at Wembley, having beaten Sheffield Wednesday in the League Cup final by 2-1, but still plenty of time for Trevor Francis' team to reassert themselves in this game. They're on the left-hand side of defence with Nigel Worthington, and he does well there against Ray Parlour. That's out of play. Kieran Barrett, the referee, we just hear his whistle, and Worthington throws the ball back to Chris Woods, but it's going to be a free kick. Worthington almost level with the edge of his own penalty area. Free kick to Sheffield Wednesday, needing to sort themselves out now and to come back from that Ian Wright goal. Chris Waddle comes across to the left side. He's beaten in the air though by Andy Linnigan, a man who's doing great things in both halves of the field for Arsenal. Now Dixon comes in to challenge Mark Wright, and Wednesday creep down the line. They have a throw in very close to the corner flag down this near side, tunnel end, left hand side of the field for Sheffield Wednesday. Throw in to be taken by John Harks, the man who scored Wednesday's goal in the League Cup final. Harks throws the ball over a couple of Arsenal defenders. Linnigan's there again at the near post. It's a corner. Linnigan got his head to it before Mark Wright could turn, but that's what Sheffield Wednesday wanted, I suspect. Corner kick. 29 minutes gone in the first half. Sheffield Wednesday's 7th corner compared to Arsenal's 1. And here comes this latest one. Right-footed from Sheridan, headed across the goal almost by Paul Merson, trying to defend. It comes out of the area. Worthington with a little dink ball to his right-hand side. Harks heads it into the Arsenal penalty area, and then Hurst tries to set himself up for a spectacular volley, 19 yards out, can't keep it down, gone wide of Seaman's goal.
I was running now the last sort of 15 minutes of this half, whether in point of fact Trevor Francis might be thinking of giving a little bit more width to the play. I think in the last 10 or 15 minutes they've got themselves all cramped up in the middle. Chris Waddle can't get in the game at all. He's getting marked out of it, really by numbers as much as anything else. Jensen is playing just in front of the Arsenal back four, and it's making it very difficult for him to get into the game at all. I think they can go and stretch him a little bit. They've got to get a bit more width down either side, basically though, down the far side from us. That's Sheffield Wednesday's right, where Winterburn really has a free rein virtually.
Ian Wright is just offside. In the build-up to the game this week, he said, "My loser's medal meant nothing to me when I lost in the final here with Crystal Palace against Manchester United. Only interested in winning today, Ian Wright." And he scored. He got the Arsenal FA Cup show on the road with a hat-trick against Yeovil in the third round. He got 2 against Leeds, 2 against Forest, 1 against Ipswich, missed out in the semi-final when by his own high standards he had a disappointing game, but he's got the goal today after 21 minutes. Arsenal lead 1-0. Sheffield Wednesday now with a throw-in, left-hand side, looking for Mark Wright. Linnigan's there once more, though, underneath it for Arsenal. And now Dixon with a chance to get the ball out of Arsenal's half, but it's still inside their half. Davis eventually just taps it away for a throw. Paul Davis hasn't played many times this season, but hasn't finished on the losing side for them. Arsenal now, Wednesday throw, not high enough though. Ray Parlour gets there first for Arsenal. Wednesday still butting around the ball, very, very congested down this left-hand side of the field. Waddle's come across to try and get it. Sheridan tried to filter it through for David Hurst. Now Waddle again. Brought down, was he, by Lee Dixon? Referee says no. And Arsenal now get the ball down the right-hand side with Parlour, halfway line. Parlour tried to lay it too long, though, for Kevin Campbell. And that's gone out of play for a Wednesday throw.
I think the way the game's going, it's going absolutely tailor-made for Arsenal. And the way they play, they're prepared to soak up the pressure at the back. They've got experienced players there. George Graham slowed it out by putting Jensen in front of his back four. I think he'd be quite content at the moment. I think the problems are always Wednesday. They're having a lot of possession, but, you know, no real threat so far.
32 minutes gone. Arsenal 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0, but now Carlton Palmer goes down the Wednesday right. Good pace here from Carlton Palmer. And in the end, the challenge from John Jensen. And that put Carlton Palmer off his stride, couldn't get the ball in. Some of the Sheffield Wednesday supporters, I think, wanted a foul there. But referee gives David Seaman the ball, and he has the goal kick. Seaman's great save early on when Chris Waddle had that free kick for Sheffield Wednesday. Norwich City listening and hoping that they could be going into Europe for the first time. If Arsenal win the FA Cup, they will go into the Cup Winners' Cup, and that would let Norwich into the UEFA Cup. Sheffield Wednesday, though, have a free kick, and Ian Wright and Viv Anderson, Kevin Campbell and Viv Anderson indulge in a little pushing, and it ends with a nice tap on the cheek from Viv Anderson and a free kick for Sheffield Wednesday as the sun breaks through once more to light up this occasion here at Wembley. It's going to be a free kick to be taken by Paul Warhurst, all on his own, where they can get the ball back from David Seaman, and the two sides divided by Ian Wright's 55th goal in his 78th game for Arsenal. Fantastic record since he joined them from Crystal Palace. Warhurst, he scored a few times this season. He's playing as a defender. It's a free kick for Wednesday, and it's headed away by John Jensen. Arsenal still trapped inside their own half, but now they can possibly break down below us on the right with Parlour. Parlour infield for Davis. Not strong enough that from Davis, but Dixon did well to get there down the Arsenal right. And again, it's very, very tight as the tackles go flying in, and inevitably the ball ends up out of play for Sheffield Wednesday, short of the halfway line, and they throw it back to Paul Warhurst once more. Nielsen's trying to give them some options down the right-hand side, but it's strong, typical running now from Warhurst. Warhurst for Mark Bright, surely fouled, yes. Fouled by Kevin Campbell. More words from the referee. Kevin Campbell's going to have to watch it. Free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. This one's too far out, though, surely for a potted goal. Waddle is in a forward position now. Sheridan's got the ball. Hurst, Anderson, Palmer and Bright all waiting. John Harkes as well on the near side, left edge of the penalty area. John Sheridan has a good long look downfield. Free kick to Sheffield Wednesday, trailing 1-0. In comes the free kick. Seaman comes out confidently and holds the ball for Arsenal.
Good catch. Because Viv Anderson was running in there, he's always the threat at those dead ball situations. It was a nice little clip in by Sheridan, if anything, just a little bit too strong. But Seaman started very well. Of course, he had a good save in the early minutes of the match. Goalkeeper, that's very important, I feel.
Two best goalkeepers eligible to play for England out there today. David Seaman to our left and Chris Woods to the right. It's Woods who's been beaten, though, by Ian Wright, his England teammate, and now Sheffield Wednesday with John Harkes. Harkes inside the centre circle, gets round Paul Merson. Still John Harkes. Palmer's available down the right-hand side. Palmer's got the ball now. Bright and Hurst are waiting for it. Still Palmer. Left-footed ball in, and it's over both Bright and Hurst, disappointingly. And they look disappointed as well with that. And that's gone wide once more for an Arsenal goal kick. Jack Charlton, any more thoughts from you as we enter the last 10 minutes of the first half?
Well, Sheffield are trying everything they can. They've taken the game to Arsenal almost the whole of the game, and they finish up a goal down. I don't think it's fair, actually. But Sheffield Wednesday, really, they can't fit in the final pass. David Hurst doesn't look very sharp to me today, and they can't really fit in the final pass to make things work around the 18-yard box.
Well, we're bringing on Alan Sunderland, who won a cup final for Arsenal. Last time they did that in 1979. Remember, David O'Leary played in that game, and he is one of the substitutes today for Arsenal. So, strictly speaking, we do have a cup winner down there. Alan Sunderland.
Yeah, I think similar really to the Coca-Cola again. I mean, I think Sheffield Wednesday started off the better, then Arsenal gradually came into it. There were chances at each end. As I said earlier, I think it's a little bit congested because Waddle's playing in the middle. But the last 5 or 10 minutes, I think Arsenal have started to take a little bit of control, and I think Wednesday are running out of ideas in and around the box. I think they're looking to Chris Waddle, and because of Jensen and Davies marking Waddle and Sheridan in the middle, I think they're the two that sort of make them tick a little bit, and they're getting marked out the game. And I think Sheffield Wednesday are short of a few ideas at the moment, and we'll probably be looking at half-time to maybe get some ideas off Trevor Francis.
Right, 1-0 to Arsenal, and Merson goes down their left-hand side into the shadow of the stand, and a good tackle by Roland Nielsen. Chris Waddle then, who's done so much of his damage playing on the outside, the right-hand side for Sheffield Wednesday this season. He's been filtering infield and getting a little bit lost in the action down there. Wonder whether Trevor Francis might change things round in the second half. A throw to Arsenal down the left. Merson's ball into the area. Parler can't get hold of it though. And Wednesday, a handball by Hurst. And that gives Arsenal a free kick, and this is a free kick some 30 yards away from Woods' goal, almost the centre of the field. Referee is going to speak first of all to John Sheridan, I think, and I'm almost certain it wasn't Sheridan's handball. I think he must have said too much there, so John Sheridan gets a yellow card. We never like to see cards in a cup final, but Sheridan gets his now from Kieran Barrett, gets himself in a Sheffield Wednesday wall, and this now could be serious for Wednesday with 8 minutes left in the first half. Davis to the right, Dixon to the left. Arsenal scored their goal from a free kick, and here comes Lee Dixon, leaves it. Davis with his left foot, it was deflected, and it went straight down the heart of that Wednesday goal, and Chris Woods was behind it.
Yes, that deflection, if it had been a little bit more, it could have been a bit of an embarrassment to Woods. It was a difficult one as it was, but he held on well. I think at this particular moment, if I was Sheffield Wednesday, I think what they've done, they've come out to try and present something different to Arsenal, and so far it hasn't quite worked for them.
Very, very good play now for Arsenal by Winterburn over on the left-hand side. It's with the goal scorer Ian Wright. Wright is being challenged by Roland Nielsen, who's pushing him back a bit, so that was good defending, but it still breaks for Arsenal. Merson, though, runs into John Sheridan, and eventually it's Nielsen stabbing it away, but Wednesday are under pressure here because it comes back once more with the men in red and white, and more skills from Wright and Merson. Now Winterburn takes over once more. Winterburn for Arsenal, square to Wright. Wright tried to return it to Winterburn. Wasn't the best of 1-2s, but Wednesday still defending desperately as Dixon shoots from 30 yards. Tremendous effort from Lee Dixon, and Woods is down once more to his right to make the save. Lee Dixon really got hold of that one.
Nielsen got caught there. He wasn't thinking like a full back. He was letting the ball go out of play, and Winterburn stuck at it, got it back into play. And a bit a yard further forward, Campbell would have had a free header, but it went out beyond everybody to Dixon, and he came in, he struck it well from about 25 yards. Fortunately for Wednesday, Woods was in touching distance, he held on well, but it was a good shot.
6 minutes to go in the first half in the cup final. Arsenal 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Ian Wright has scored yet again for Arsenal. The ball is out of play over on the far side for a Wednesday throw, halfway inside the Arsenal half. Chris Waddle, who's drifted out of the game in the last 10 minutes or so. Waddle holds the ball and then throws it down for Mark Bright, close to the dead ball line. Bright's got a corner. Does well for his team there, Mark Bright. Corner down the right. Worthington as ever to run across from the left-hand side to take it. Warhurst and Nielsen staying back to look for Ian Wright on the halfway line. Waddle offers himself a short corner this time, and Worthington obliges and gives Waddle the ball. Now Waddle faced by Jensen. Still Waddle, and Jensen's forcing Waddle back. Then a beautiful back flick from Waddle to set up Worthington. Worthington's cross, and Anderson challenged for it 8 yards out, was beaten though in the air by Tony Adams. Still Wednesday on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. Sheridan blocks Dixon's progress, the ball breaks, and Seaman comes 15 yards out to hold on to the ball very, very close to the line. And he can now get Arsenal moving once more. From left to right, attacking the end where all their supporters are. In the sunshine here at Wembley, David Seaman making that excellent save very, very early on from Chris Waddle's free kick. Seaman, long ball, cut out though by Palmer. Falls to Arsenal though, down the left-hand side with Winterburn. Winterburn hits it long with his left foot. Kevin Campbell's there against Viv Anderson, but Anderson patrols the ball back to Chris Woods, and Chris Woods gets it away as quickly as he possibly can, and Waddle's on the ball down the right-hand side. Two Arsenal players going across to try and squeeze Chris Waddle, and Waddle, I think, has got a free kick. He has. We have just 4 minutes to go in the first half. It's the free kick to Sheffield Wednesday, short of the halfway line, over on the right-hand side of the field. Arsenal are leading this game through an Ian Wright goal. The Wednesday free kick to be taken by captain Viv Anderson, a couple of yards from the halfway line. And here it comes from Anderson, looking for Wright, who jumps with Linnigan. Linnigan gets above Wright, still not clear yet. It eventually goes off John Harkes for a goal kick to Arsenal, but the two sides still very, very evenly matched.
So far, I think it's the Arsenal defence that's controlling this match. I think they look composed. They're quite happy to have balls knocked in, because Linnigan and Adams are both strong in the air. Outside them, two very experienced fullbacks who've played a lot together, and behind them the goalkeeper who's started very well. And I think this is the problem that's currently facing Sheffield Wednesday.
3 minutes to go in the first half, and Ian Wright's there once more for Arsenal. Merson laid it down the left-hand side. There's nobody there in a red and white shirt now. Now the blue and white stripes from Sheffield. Sweden's Roland Nielsen. This is a good run from the back from him. Nielsen clips it down the right-hand side to the ever-willing Palmer. Palmer's ball in is away, though, by Arsenal. Not a good ball in, that from Palmer. And it's Merson taking responsibility in the centre of Arsenal's midfield. And now a little shuffle from Kevin Campbell. He's got Parler wide on the right-hand side. Campbell gives the ball to the youngster Parler. Parler faced by Worthington. It's back again with Lee Dixon down this near side, the man who put across that free kick which led to Wright's goal eventually. The ball now back in the centre of midfield, but Merson waited for it, and you don't do that against Carlton Palmer. Waddle, halfway line, caught in possession almost by Jensen, but still Waddle. Waddle tries to play it through extravagantly through Merson's legs, but it didn't come off for him, and it's not coming off for him at the moment, as Dixon hits the ball from the right to the left, and that is an immaculate ball by Dixon. Often his distribution has been criticised, not that time. Wright for Arsenal. Oh, and Wright just overindulges himself there in the penalty area, and it's away by the Wednesday defenders. But once more, here come Arsenal down the far side with Nigel Winterburn. Sets it up for Merson. Immediately Palmer comes across, but Merson's gone past Palmer. Booming ball to the far post. Far too strong for Ray Parler, and that's a goal kick to Sheffield Wednesday.
Well, if I were Trevor Francis, I think I'd be glad to get in now. With 2 minutes to go, I'd settle for 1-0 at half-time. He's got to try and straighten this out. I think his players are looking a little bit weary at the moment. I don't mean tired. Well, I think there's a sort of weariness about the way the game's going. And we've got this... I can't quite understand this position of Palmer. He's neither out on the right flank, nor is he centre midfield. He seems to be between the two. He's a very versatile player. But I don't think he's one of his strengths is going out wide and putting crosses in. I think he's more of a player who works hard and grafts in centre field. I think they should look to get somebody, wide at the break, and I think that's what Francis will do.
We've got a minute to go in the first half. Lee Dixon's having a good cup final. He's got a free kick. Man who missed the League Cup final, having been sent off in the semi-final. Dixon with a free kick just inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. Not much time to go, and certainly not much time to be added on by the referee. This game has flowed from the start. Ian Wright's got the goal dividing the two sides. It's Arsenal leading 1-0. Haven't seen much of David Hurst, who really hasn't seen much of the season either with his injuries. And he can't get there once more. Linnigan and Adams, the stars at the back for Arsenal. Lovely play again once more by the defenders. They find Winterburn, Winterburn immediately forward. Left-footed ball in. Wright tries to get there before Warhurst does. And it's gone off Warhurst for a corner. Just about time to take this, I think. Arsenal's third corner of the first half only. Wednesday won more corners, but Arsenal crucially have the goal. Seconds left in the first half, and Merson to take this Arsenal corner down the left-hand side. Linnigan and Adams both have gone up for it. Here it comes, and there's a bit of pushing. Referee's whistle's gone, and that, with a bit of relief for Trevor Francis, is going to be a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. We're now playing time added on in the first half.
Corners and free kicks look very dangerous. Look a bit vulnerable, I think, on the cross ball. Wednesday. It's one of the great pities for them, of course. Peter Shirtliff, he's very strong in that position. It's a pity about him, and they're missing him just at the moment.
We have Jack Charlton and Alan Sunderland with us today, and we'll be hearing from them both with John Champion during half-time, which is now just moments away. And Arsenal tidy up very well at the back again once more through Linnigan. And they lose their way on the halfway line, though. Palmer's back working tirelessly once more to Sheffield Wednesday. But we've now played 50 seconds of added time, and that is all we're playing. That's the half-time whistle. And George Graham scampers onto the pitch. He's going to get to the tunnel before Trevor Francis, who's got a tracksuit on. And George Graham wants to get across and maximise half-time now. His team have just held the advantage in the first half with Ian Wright's goal. George going across immediately to speak to Ray Parlour, I noticed. And also now to have a special word with Nigel Winterburn and pat him on the back for a job well done so far in the first half. Jimmy Armfield.
I think if I was Trevor Francis, I'd be there in the dressing room now, really waiting for him to get in there. He's got to do something about the right side of his midfield. If I was him, I think he's got to try and think of a way of getting Waddle into the game. He's had a good season, Waddle, playing out wide and then coming in. I think they've tried to present Arsenal with something different, and so far, in my opinion, it's failed. Arsenal have done their job very well at the back. We knew they'd be strong at corners and free kicks and on the breaks. Arsenal will be happy at half-time. As I see it at the moment, all the problems are with Wednesday.
Jimmy, thank you. The onus then now very much on Trevor Francis and Richie Barker and Sheffield Wednesday to come out in the second half and try and overturn this half-time scoreline. Arsenal 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0.
And they're on the attack immediately. Hurst inside the Arsenal penalty area, but Dixon, who had a superb first half for Arsenal, just throws the ball out of play into the crowd on the far side. The Arsenal fans occupying the end towards our right. Throw in now to Sheffield Wednesday, close to the corner flag on the far side. Harks will take it, throws it into the penalty area. Flicked header on towards Hurst. It's half cleared. Still the danger though for Arsenal. Crosses curled into the box. Free header from Waddle on the far post. Hurst has put it wide. No, there was a final Arsenal touch. It's a corner.
Well, I just thought for a second that Hurst was going to get on the end of that, because when it was knocked into the box, there didn't look to be too much danger, but it was Waddle who headed it across, and it was Hurst who came running in. Arsenal just got ahead to it, put it away.
Here's the corner. Sheringham hooks it into the penalty area and hooks it straight into the arms of David Seaman.
It was a very safe Seaman. That was a good catch for him. But obviously Wednesday have come out here with a bit more purpose in the game.
And they attack once more. Hurst inside the penalty area, tries the shot in, and Seaman pushes it behind for a corner. Hurst perhaps hit it too close to the goalkeeper, but twice within a minute David Hurst might have equalised for Sheffield Wednesday. The corner from the near side, the Wednesday right. Well, they've started even brighter than they started the first half Wednesday, but they need to. They're a goal down. Worthington whips in the corner, but towards the near post, headed away by Merson. Sheridan picks it up for Wednesday again to Waddle, right of the penalty area, curls the cross in left-footed. Dixon half clears it, and the shot is snapped in and wide by John Harks. It's a goal kick, though the flag was up on the far side from the linesman, presumably for offside, so it's to Arsenal's advantage.
Hurst it was who was coming in behind. He was the man who was offside. But what's happened is they put Waddle out to the more familiar role now, out on the right-hand side. This will also occupy Winterburn. I think it's going to give them a far greater advantage in that midfield area. There's a bit more width altogether.
It's one thing giving him a free role, but he needs to be on one of the flanks. And he was just in that congested midfield and wasn't serving any great purpose. Arsenal come forward. Ball breaks to right. He's offside. He's offside, the goal scorer. Woods made the save anyway, and it's a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. 2 minutes played since half-time, and we've hardly had time to draw breath so far. The free kick short by Warhurst to Sheridan, back to Warhurst. Now Worthington on the far side, the Wednesday left. Careless ball forward. Bad clearance though by Linnigan. Worthington takes it up again, runs into Dixon, and the final touch was Worthington's. It's out of play, and it's a throw-in to Arsenal on the far side. Lee Dixon. Never afraid to fail, says George Graham. He's a brave player, Dixon. Takes this throw-in onto the head of Campbell. That wasn't a good header by Campbell. Warhurst picks it up for Wednesday, gives it to the near side to Nielsen. Now the skipper, Anderson, inside the centre circle. Right foot pass forward. Linnigan kneels as he heads it away to Parlour. Parlour just checks inside Sheridan's challenge. Then he runs into Palmer. Ball deflects to Warhurst. Harks takes it up down the left side. Dixon waits. Parlour retreats, giving Arsenal a 2-1 advantage. But Harks still has the ball. He's done well. He's made great progress. And then, oh dear, his final touch. The sad final touch. Carelessly, it's behind for a goal kick.
Too many touches on there, but Dixon did well, because Harks had gone past him once, but he stood his ground, made him come back inside again, and a bit of overindulgence by Harks. But I think Wednesday got a better look about them. We've got Palmer now playing in the centre of midfield. That's where he can win the ball. he can disturb Arsenal's rhythm in there as much as anything else.
This is Wednesday's 62nd game of the season. They played more than anybody else in the Premier League. They're a goal down to Arsenal. Arsenal attack. Parlour to Wright. Crude challenge by Viv Anderson. Very crude, very late. Wright is down, and Wright will receive treatment from Gary Lewis.
Yeah, Anderson had to go for it there. And what happens is Wright's run across him. He's so sharp, Wright. He came from behind him almost there. And Anderson, though, I think he went for it. He'd every right to go for it. He's got over the top, therefore he's given a free kick.
Burns finally reached Ian Wright and will give some treatment to the Arsenal striker. We know Ian Wright is quick, Jimmy, but he doesn't always look sharp. Today he's looked both quick and sharp.
Well, I think he's a really he's a lethal player to play against, I would imagine, because he's one of these. He's so deceptive, and he's not a very big man, but he has a very long stride, and he has this spring. He has a spring in his gait, and I've seen him once or twice running across their back line. I've been watching him this afternoon. He really is. He's a very good mover, and of course, it's going to be so important not only for Arsenal, for England as well. He likes to score goals. A bit of a problem player to play against this fella, I would think.
All came good for Ian Wright late in his career. He's 29 now, but he's wanted in the England team. And Arsenal can thank him for giving them this 1-0 lead. 5 minutes into the second half. They've got a free kick 2 yards outside the Wednesday penalty area. Chance perhaps of a second strike for Arsenal. Now who's going to strike it? Davison Jensen close to the ball. 5 players in the Wednesday wall. Dixon preparing to make the run. It's close to goal. Linnigan inside the penalty area. It's teed up instead to the left for Winterburn, who hits it left-footed and caught it all wrong. And he just squirts wide for a goal kick.
That was plan F.
FB.
F, forget it, yeah. But it was a good idea. The idea was good. They worked at it on the training ground. It just wasn't hit quite hard enough, really, but Winterburn was coming in, did it with his left foot. But Wednesday spotted it, came out and closed it down.
Goal kick to Wednesday. 6 minutes played since half-time. They're trailing by a 1-0. Wood's clearance met by Merson on the halfway line. He gives it to Wright. Campbell waits in the penalty area. Wright tries to cross, gets a second chance. It's played back off Anderson, and this time the deflection from Anderson goes behind. It's a corner to Arsenal.
That's where he's a threat, I always think, Wright, as well. He is at least, willing to run behind people there. And when he gets the ball one-on-one, he's quite capable of going past defenders, which he did there. Anderson did well to give away the corner.
Merson to take it. Right-footed. Hit very deep. Davis waits. Heads it across goal, but the whistle's already gone for some infringement, spotted by the referee. And Viv Anderson, the Wednesday captain, has gone down injured inside the penalty area. I don't know how that happened, but the referee calls for attention from Alan Smith.
I think he must have injured his ankle by the look of things. He seems to be holding it up. Whether he fell awkwardly then or somebody fell on him, I'm not exactly sure. But they can't afford to lose him at this particular moment, because he's the one player who's getting the corners and free kicks away in the air. Warhurst, it's never been his strong point as a central defender, winning balls in the air. He's got great pace, reads it well, but he hasn't played a lot as a central defender this season.
I wonder, alongside us, Alan Sunderland and Jack Charlton, I wonder, Jack, first of all, if you feel a little happier at the start of this second half, given the way Wednesday have come out.
I think the shape looks a lot better. I think it gives David Hurst a little bit of somewhere to run now, and Mark Wright a little bit of somewhere to run now, when they know that they can get balls from the flanks a little bit better from Chris Waddle. They're just looking much better and more balanced side.
Play is underway again. I'll bring Alan Sunderland in just a moment. Waddle forward for Wednesday, and then he runs into Adams, and Adams hits the ball towards the far side and out of play for a throw into Wednesday, which Worthington can take. Thrown back to Warhurst on the halfway line, left side of midfield. Hit right-footed deep. Bright went there, so too did Linnigan. Linnigan heads it away. Picked up though by Harks. Harks tries to hit it high into the penalty area. It took a deflection off Dixon despite his protest, and it's going to be a corner for Sheffield Wednesday. We played 8 minutes of the second half. You're listening to Sport on 5 on BBC National Radio 5, and of course on the World Service and in our listening stations in Australia, in Sydney and Perth. 6NR in Perth. Wednesday with a corner, hit short for Worthington, crosses into the penalty area, Wright shoots, but he's offside. It was the header down by Anderson that set up the chance, but it won't count.
It's never going to count, and he knew it. It was offside, but at least a bit of encouragement for Wednesday. You know, the ball was knocked in from Worthington's right side. When Anderson had it down there were two players actually offside, not one. But certainly we could see from here quite clearly that Wright, who thumped it into the net, was offside.
Wonder if it makes Alan Sunderland makes you think that it's just swinging Wednesday's way a little bit more.
Well, they've started sharply again. I mean, they started sharply at the beginning of the first half, and they've done it again. And they're looking a bit more, at least a bit more enterprising now. And let's hope they can sustain it. They pushed Waddle wide, so it's going to give them a few more options, I feel. And they're looking dangerous. But I don't know, for some strange reason, Arsenal do look assured at the back, and I think it takes a lot to ruffle their feathers. They've played all season alongside each other, haven't given too many goals away, I don't think. And they've got this assured look about them at the back.
The advantage still to Arsenal and indirectly to Norwich, who will go into the UEFA Cup if Arsenal win the FA Cup. Anderson looked awkward there as he played the ball forward. Wright is after it, and Seaman advanced quickly, and as he made the catch, Mark Wright fell awkwardly, and Seaman, aware that the player is injured, kicks the ball out of play so that Alan Smith can sprint on, as is his way, and can give treatment to the Wednesday striker.
I think he got hurt there too. Mark Wright, he seemed to fall rather awkwardly as much as anything else, because David Seaman came out and he fell on the ball, and I think he fell rather awkwardly. He ran and he caught his leg. I think the two legs, the shins, that seemed to clash. I don't know how bad he is, but he seemed to fall rather awkwardly to me.
Well, it seemed to be, we saw a replay there, and I wonder if Jack Charlton saw it, but David Seaman did have his foot up a bit high, and he seemed to catch Mark Wright in his left leg, Jack.
It's a tackle that I've seen so many times in the game of football that it always goes unpunished, where the goalkeeper goes with his legs first away from the ball, in fact into the player, and he gets away with it. If a player did that on the field, he would get sent off, but goalkeepers get away with that one. And I thought it was, if the referee had given a penalty, he would have recognised that that is a very dangerous way to try and get the ball. You're protecting yourself with your feet before you've actually caught it.
Well, it was certainly clear in the replay that the goalkeeper caught Mark Wright on his left leg, and Wright is receiving attention. He's just sitting down there, and he actually turned and I think said just the odd word to David Seaman. I'm sure there was no malice in the challenge, but the result very obvious. And thinking, just looking at the back of that Wednesday lineup, Jimmy, into Paul Warhurst, who almost seems out of condition playing at centre-back. He hasn't played there for so long. Only started as a central defender in this game. I suspect, as time goes on, the opportunity to put him up front might present itself.
I'm just looking at Wright. I wonder how bad. No, he's not too bad. He's walking away all right, thankfully. That's good. Good news. I think that is one of the possibilities that Trevor Francis will have, because Warhurst has had an amazing season, really. It has been, an incredible season as far as Warhurst was concerned. If he could have believed last August, what would happen to him this year, all those goals, particularly in that mid-season period, well, I don't think he could have believed it.
18 goals, 5 of them in the FA Cup for Paul Warhurst. I'll bet he's itching to get up front, but he's still in defence for the moment. Bright resumes alongside Hurst, and there's a goal kick to Arsenal. 13 minutes played in the half-time. That was a lengthy hold-up in this FA Cup final. Arsenal lead by a goal to nil. Palmer for Wednesday, tackled and beaten by Wright. Ball breaks to Merson. Campbell makes the run. It's fed to Campbell. Warhurst is across. He appeals for handball, but not given. Campbell has the ball. Then Warhurst tackles him and wins it. Brings it away for Wednesday and gives it away straight to John Jensen. Winterburn back to Adams inside the Arsenal half, and the skipper hesitates, and he knew what he was doing, I think, as he played the ball just a yard in front of Wright. Hit forward by Dixon. Wright's available. Lays it off to Parlour down the right side, level with the penalty area. Ball breaks to Ian Wright. He tried to slip it past the defender. He almost got past Warhurst, but Palmer brings it away to Waddle. Great curled pass by Waddle. Marvellous. Wright takes it up midway inside the Arsenal half, almost trips on the ball. Hurst is available. It's played forward towards David Hurst, but that was hopeful, really, rather than deliberate, and Linnigan met it first and heads it out of play for a throw-in.
Good covering by Linnigan. But I think Mark Wright is, just finding his feet again. I noticed when he picked the ball up there, he's limping.
Nielsen with a throw into the penalty area. Bright chested down. Waddle shoots across the face of goal. He should have hit the target. He may have hit Lee Dixon. He has, and it's a corner, but it should have been the equaliser.
Certainly a chance.
Wednesday take the corner short, then Sheridan wastes possession. It's cleared by Arsenal. Warhurst picks it up. That's a lovely pass to the left side, and Sheridan again. Instant control onto his right foot. Hit high into the penalty area. It's left for Adams. Hurst didn't even make a challenge. Palmer heads it down for Wednesday again. Waddle can't get there before Jensen, but Waddle has the ball again. Holds off the Dane. He's got Nielsen available and Carlton Palmer. Waddle wants to keep it. Checks onto his left foot. Goes the cross in. Header by Bright. Hit off the back of the head of Linnigan and cleared by Arsenal. Sheridan heads it forward for Wednesday once more. The header down by Bright. Now taken up by Palmer, left side. Good pressure from Sheffield Wednesday. Quarter of an hour gone in the second half. Waddle curls the cross in. It's beaten back. Hurst shoots. It hits the wall of Linnigan and rebounds to Merson. Lovely ball forward by Merson to Campbell, but Campbell didn't pick out Ian Wright. Waddle again for Sheffield Wednesday. Are Wednesday going to turn this game around? Plays it forward. It takes not one but two deflections, and in the end it runs through to Seaman, and Seaman really should hold on to it for a second or two and let Arsenal calm down.
Well, certainly encouragement for the Wednesday fans there. Waddle certainly getting into it now. But once again, I think it was Arsenal's defence that stood firm. The first one that was knocked in, it was a backward header from Hurst. Linnigan got it away, and then it was Hurst again getting the ball from Waddle, and he came in to get a shot on goal, and it was Davies who threw himself in front of the ball. That's the problem that's facing Wednesday. They've got to, break through this Arsenal defence, which to me is still, looking good at this particular moment.
Wednesday's sixth appearance in the FA Cup final. Winners 3 times, but the last 1935. They're a goal down. They're attacking Arsenal now. Right side, Nielsen. Back to Sheridan. He's beginning to float around the midfield. Gives it to Warhurst inside the centre circle. Arsenal with everyone back inside their own half. Warhurst chips it to the near side to Sheridan. Unmarked. Palmer makes the run. Sheridan ignores him. Plays it forward. Bright heads on. Hurst with a chance. Heads it down. Hurst looks equalised. And David Hurst has struck the equaliser. Left foot. Wrapped it into the net. 16 minutes gone in the second half. And Hurst, back after injury, scores his 16th goal of the season. It was coming, and Wednesday are level.
Well, for full marks to Wednesday there. They did ever so well. It looked when the ball just came in first of all from Sheridan. It was nothing ball, I thought, but it was flicked on by Bright, and that's what threw them. Hawks coming trailing the play on the back, knocked it back in. Hurst no more than 6 yards out, drove it past Seaman. Now that's just the encouragement Wednesday won.
It was a terrific contribution from Hawks. Really was a vital contribution. I thought when the ball fell to him from Bright's header, he was going to hit the shot. Instead, unselfishly, and I know Jack Charlton was watching on, instead unselfishly, Jack, he headed the ball back to Hurst, and well, strikers of his quality don't miss from that distance.
He did very well. John Hawks is not a left-sided player, and he got the ball across the goals where it had to go. And that's really, I think Sheffield thoroughly deserved that. Thoroughly.
Now they've got another free kick, and I noticed there that as Anderson picked up the ball, he was certainly limping. So Anderson's limping. Bright took a knock also, but Wednesday have an equaliser, and they also have a free kick inside the centre circle. Wembley to our left, vibrant. It's played forward, headed away, picked up by Palmer. Now Waddle. Much more in this game. Right of the penalty area. Great cross in, and Seaman jumps, and Seaman had to be alert, and Seaman made the catch.
Waddle has certainly looked a totally different prospect since the restart. Going out to his familiar position. He's getting a bit of room now, and he's now pulling Merson back into the game. He's having to come back and defend, which he's done twice already, I've noticed, in this half. Wednesday now, really in it.
Remember, in the League Cup final, it was Wednesday who took the lead, and Arsenal recovered to win 2-1. Here in the FA Cup final, Arsenal were in front, but Wednesday have equalised, and they're playing well now. Waddle gets it to Bright, plays it in low. That came off Jensen, and that's a corner. Jensen tried to cheat the referee in a way. It's not my fault, son. He turns, looks at him. It's gone behind. This is remarkably their 13th corner, Sheffield Wednesday. Arsenal have had only 4. Worthington to take this corner from the near side. That's the Wednesday right. Now, Worthington hits them left-footed. Seaman beware. It's hit very deep towards the far post. Headed back by Hurst, but doesn't fall to Bright. Palmer hooks it forward, and then as Arsenal push out intelligently, Wednesday are caught offside. There's a free kick to Arsenal, and there's about to be a substitute for Arsenal. And Alan Smith is coming on, and Ray Parlour coming off. Now I wonder if Kevin Campbell will now drop back. It looks as if he has done. He'll drop back, presumably Jimmy Armfield, to the right side of midfield, and Smith moves up front alongside Ian Wright.
Well, George Graham had to do something because attacking-wise, there'd just been the odd sort of foray from Wright on his own. No support at all up there, so George Graham could see things just slipping away a little bit, despite the fact his defence has played ever so well. So he's given some support to Wright now.
Arsenal attack. Smith with his first challenge inside the penalty area. Fished it away by Woods, and it's driven into the body of Merson by Nielsen, and rebounds out of play. Throw in to Sheffield Wednesday. Gate receipts this afternoon approaching 3 million inside Wembley Stadium. 20 minutes played in the second half. It's 1 goal each. Wednesday were behind, now they're level. Sheridan plays the ball forward. Linnigan, instrumental in the Arsenal goal, controls it, gives it to Dixon. Forward it goes to Campbell on the far side, and Worthington hits it out of play. Before Campbell can get there, it's an Arsenal throw. Campbell will leave it to Lee Dixon. Both Arsenal fullbacks in the second half, much busier. Wednesday have kept them busier. Wasted throw in by Dixon. Half cleared by Wednesday, but Dixon has the ball back. Chips it forward to Smith. Wearing 9, but having come on as a substitute. The squad numbers are being used in the FA Cup final at Wembley as they were in the League Cup final. Wednesday try to clear, make rather a hash of it. Dixon picks it up down the right side. Checks around Sheridan, but Sheridan was alert. Sheridan got there, gives it to Worthington. The clearance to the halfway line. Hurst meets it, chips it on towards Palmer. Linnigan hooks it away, taken up by Harks. Good play by the American. Palmer inside the centre circle. To Waddle, forward to Palmer again. Great run. Bright is available, so too is Hurst. But there was Adams. 2 against 1 in Wednesday's favour. But Arsenal's captain won out, and he concedes the corner.
That was a crucial clearance by Adams there, because Wednesday had 2 players who were coming in on it. Harks was on the near post. Bright was on the back post. Wright just got between them and got it behind for a corner.
Waddle, wearing his Wednesday shirt like a night shirt, outside his shorts. He's about to take this corner, left-footed. Hooked towards the near post, headed down by Davis, and straight to Waddle again. It's another corner. He just tees it up inside the quadrant. We've played 67 minutes of this game at Wembley Stadium. Waddle's corner, again not too well hit. Linnigan heads it clear, and Waddle, will he keep it in play on the near side? No, he doesn't. It crosses the touchline. The throw-in taken by Waddle quickly. To Sheridan, he chips it over the head of Campbell to Worthington. 25 yards from goal. Played into the penalty area. Linnigan heads it clear. Nielsen again for Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday on the attack. It's 1 goal each, and the microphone is Mike Ingham's.
And the ball is almost with Carlton Palmer inside the Arsenal penalty area. Arsenal being pushed right back by the blue and white stripes, but now a rare breakaway, perhaps. Lee Dixon goes down the far side, Arsenal's right. Harks is coming back with him. Dixon moves in field now. Still Dixon. Overruns it, has he? No. Smith takes over, turns it behind Merson, though. But Arsenal do now have the possession still inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. 1-1 at Wembley. High ball comes in from Winterburn. Alan Smith rises at the far post, and it's gone away for a goal kick to Sheffield Wednesday. Let's have some more thoughts from Jack Charlton and Alan Sunderland. Jack first.
I'm delighted with the way Wednesday are playing. They're well balanced now. They've got a lot of more movement across the line up front. They've got good runs from Carlton Palmer, has given John Sheridan a little bit of opportunity to find his place and serve the ball around. They're looking a much better balanced side than Arsenal. In fact, they thoroughly deserve to be in front at the moment, Sheffield Wednesday. And I'm no doubt in my mind that they will eventually.
Lee Dixon, and now Davis, and Arsenal try and threaten down. The stand right is just offside. So come in, Alan Sunderland.
Yeah, well, as Jack said, I mean, they're completely different side to the way they finished the first half. They lacked direction then. They certainly don't lack it now. They're playing well. They thoroughly deserve the equalizer, and I think, yeah, possibly they probably should be in front now. But Arsenal are traditionally good with the backs to the wall, and that's the way it is at the moment, so I'm confident that they'll come back.
And now listening nervously, Norwich City supporters. They need Arsenal to win this FA Cup if they're to be in Europe. It's 1-1 at Wembley. And Arsenal defending once more down this left-hand side. Goal after 21 minutes from Ian Wright. A goal after 61 minutes from David Hurst. And the ball now cleared by David Seaman for Arsenal. Foul on Smith by Viv Anderson, who really does seem to be struggling with his injury down there. Arsenal have a free kick 10 yards inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. And Paul Davis knocks it off to Winterburn. And now Jensen, number 17, playing in midfield for Arsenal. The ball is down the Arsenal right with Dixon, but he's being forced back by David Hurst, and eventually it's long from Linnigan, headed on hopefully by Campbell, looks for Ian Wright. Chris Woods is quickly out though. Tunnel end here at Wembley. We have 20 minutes to go. Arsenal 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Jimmy Armfield.
I still think it's anybody's game, not just because of the scoreline. I think that Arsenal have looked a little bit better since Smith came into the side. I think they look a little bit better balanced as well. I could see what George Graham was aiming at right away. He could see the game slipping away. He wanted support for Wright. And it came, and it's come with Smith. And I think it's given them further options. And I think Sheffield Wednesday should be careful at the back. I agree with what Jack and Alan has said. Wednesday have looked totally different since half-time because they've gone back to the formation with which they've had success right through this season. Waddle has come into the game. It's given more room to the front players, especially to Hurst, who in the first half just couldn't get into it. And now, but I still think it's wide open. I really do.
Well, just a moment or two ago, there was a bit of a howling from the supporters. They thought Ian Wright was through. He used his hand, and it's a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. First of all, though, Nigel Worthington, the left-back, is receiving attention. And Chris Waddle came over for some liquid refreshment and possibly a little bit of advice as well from the side, from Trevor Francis and Richie Barker, as the sun breaks through once more, though it has been generally a cloudy afternoon here at Wembley. We have 18 minutes to go in the cup final, plus now quite a lot of time to be added on by referee Mr. Barrett. Nigel Worthington is all right. Wednesday haven't made any substitutions yet. They've got Graham Hyde and Chris Bart-Williams. The initiative is with them. They've come from behind here to equalise. Nobody would dispute their right to be on level terms with Arsenal now. Chris Woods, free kick for Sheffield Wednesday. Comes to the near side, and Merson and Waddle both miss out in the air, and now it's back on the grass, and Merson hits it hopefully down the line. He knows that Palmer will chase it, but even so, that's just going to beat even Carlton Palmer, and it's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. David Seaman to take this. Live on BBC National Radio 5 from Wembley, and also on the World Service. The cup final of 1993. Arsenal trying to make history, trying to win the two cups in one season. Great start with a goal from Wright, but Wednesday are back in it now with David Hurst's goal, and now it's with their goalkeeper, Woods, Chris Woods, who just comes out of his area a couple of yards and then looks for David Hurst in the air. Excellent challenge by Adams for Arsenal. Falls to Sheffield Wednesday. In midfield, a little bit untidy play. Now Winterburn for Arsenal, looking for Alan Smith. Overcomes Paul Warhurst, though, against Alan Smith, and does his job. Waddle now playing down the right-hand side and making impact in the second half, but this time he apologises because he couldn't deliver down the right just for once in the second half, and that's going to be an Arsenal throw-in. Winterburn is looking towards the bench for a bit of guidance now from George Graham. Throw-in to Arsenal, just short of the halfway line. Alan Smith, the Sheffield Wednesday physiotherapist, is coming out again, so there's still a problem at the back for them. Now, throw to Arsenal. Alan Smith is trying to shield it. Heads it sideways for Merson. Davis picks up the possession for Arsenal. Arsenal still have it just inside. Oh, and it's a late challenge by Carlton Palmer. Raises both arms and immediately apologises as John Jensen's brought to the floor. He's going to need attention now from Gary Lewin. And Viv Anderson still in a little bit of distress at the back. They're trying to attract the referee's attention here because they want Alan Smith to have a look at Viv Anderson. Referee stops his watch. We've got 16 minutes to go, but anything up to 4 or 5 minutes of time to be added on as well, I think. And let's make the most of this stoppage once more to talk to our guest, Jack.
A few players now, which may give John Sheridan a little bit more room that he needs to play in.
He's got the ball as well, because that wasn't a very good pass from Lee Dixon, and Sheffield Wednesday, Carlton Palmer tries to go forward. But Winterburn came across there to hold up Carlton Palmer. And news of the Irish 1,000 guineas after a steward's inquiry. The result stands. First, Barathera, 7-4 on. 1-1 in the cup final. Who's your money on? 15 minutes to go. Smith heads on into the Sheffield Wednesday penalty area. But a little bit of pulling there from Smith. A free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. And Woods is 5 yards out of his area now to take this quickly, because the force is with Wednesday here, he suspects, and they have the ball down the left-hand side now with Harks, who did so well for the equaliser from David Hurst. He's taking on big Andy Linnigan, and he in the end settles for a throw-in about 10 yards from the corner flag, and Palmer's still inspiring all around him on the edge of the area now. This throw for Sheffield Wednesday's over on the far side. This is the Arsenal end of the stadium. Arsenal supporters not quite so confident now. Harks with a looping throw, looking for Wright. That's an excellent challenge, though, by Linnigan for Arsenal. Still Wednesday look to Harks down the left-hand side until Kevin Campbell comes in with a sliding challenge. Winterburn wants the ball to go out of play. Eventually it does for his throw, just a couple of yards from the halfway line. Anderson, who really is not moving very well at the back. He's got an injury problem, the captain of Sheffield Wednesday, which could sort him out if it goes into extra time. It's threatening to do that. Now, injury on the near side to Waddle. Alan Smith wants to come on. Referee hasn't stopped the play, though. Richie Barker didn't like the challenge, I can tell you, on Chris Waddle. Arsenal playing good football, though, in midfield. With Jensen, short pass for Paul Merson. Merson trying to get away from Wednesday defenders. Merson looks for a 1-2 with Smith on the edge of the area. Merson goes down under the challenge. Arsenal want the free kick. Wednesday clear, and the referee says you can do that. They get a good long ball down the centre for Hurst, who's trying to link up with Mark Wright. But Hurst was always off balance there, couldn't get hold of the ball. And Arsenal now press down the left with the goal scorer for them, Ian Wright. He's taking on two Sheffield Wednesday players, and Nielsen just hooks it away from him on the floor, and Jensen comes in eventually to put the ball out of play.
Yes, Nielsen just a moment ago gave Waddle what I would call a hospital pass. He gave it there with Winterburn coming in, at full speed, and he got himself whacked.
Adams now, Arsenal's captain, hoists the high ball into the Sheffield Wednesday half. Alan Smith trying to get this one under control, but Sheridan's in now. The man Jack Charlton was talking about a moment or two ago, his Republic of Ireland player. Now with Harks, the American, just inside the Arsenal half. Now comes in field, Harks. Needs some help here. Hits the ball about 20-30 yards down the centre. Adams was nicely positioned once more and clears for Arsenal. Smith, as he does so well, brings the ball neatly under control. Davis is now helping him out in Arsenal's midfield, but he's been pressurised into making a mistake, and Roland Nielsen now goes inside the Arsenal half, sets it up for Hurst. He played him into trouble, though. Wednesday regroup on the halfway line. Sheridan just takes his eye off the ball. He's now got it for them, though. His shirt billowing in the wind here. Sheridan's ball down the right-hand side is just offside. I think the whistle's gone. The flag's gone up over on the far side for an Arsenal free kick. But Sheffield Wednesday still very much calling the tune here.
They're taking the play to Arsenal nearly all the time. Arsenal just coming on the break at the moment and not having too much success even at that. There's been very little traffic towards Wood's goal in the second half.
And it's David Seaman, Arsenal's goalkeeper, with their free kick. 1-1 in the cup final, 12 minutes to go, and possibly extra time. Wednesday tidy up. Roland Nielsen gets the ball back inside the Arsenal half. The ball is near side. It's just away from Chris Waddle, though, this time from Mark Wright. George Graham is off his bench down there once more, trying to get messages across to his players. Trevor Francis turning things around in the second half, putting Waddle back in his more accustomed position down the right-hand side, occupying Nigel Winterburn a bit more as well in the second half. In the first half, he was very congested in the centre and marked out of it by Jensen. It's 1-1, and there's a foul now by Kevin Campbell. And it's a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. Seem to be getting most of the free kicks as well at the moment. And they're going to leave it for Woods. Woods is considerably out of his area. To the left. Hits it down the far side. Dixon leaves it. Hurst is going to challenge him. And Hurst comes in with a very powerful challenge as well. And the linesman's flagging for the foul. Gary Lewin might have to come on to look at Lee Dixon. David Hurst says get up. David Seaman exchanges pleasantries with David Hurst. And the referee now says to Gary Lewin, yes, Lee Dixon, he's got a blow on the head, I think, so you can come on and sort him out.
Yeah, Dixon is not too badly hurt. What happened there was Hurst had more pace. He was coming from the back, and Dixon tried to run across him. And Hurst, sort of took action to try and ward him away. Dixon didn't play the ball in the first place, in my opinion. The linesman didn't see that right.
Oh, Dixon taking his time, getting to his feet. Gary Lewin patching him up. David Seaman will take a free kick. Hurst challenge has been penalised. We have songs around Wembley once more. We have 10 minutes of normal time to go, but probably in reality about 15 minutes to go with all this injury time as well. And remember, if it's 1-1 after 90 minutes, after a breather, we will have 30 minutes of extra time, and that has been the norm just lately. in the FA Cup. 3 times in the last 4 years we've gone into extra time here. Lee Dixon, as Jimmy said, is okay, holding his head though, and David Seaman clips the free kick into the Sheffield Wednesday half. Campbell heads it on. Wright is almost through there. Anderson is really struggling out of that challenge, limping, but playing with great character and resilience down there, Viv Anderson, for his team. Arsenal now with a chance in midfield to get hold of it. Jensen plays it nicely down the left-hand side for Winterburn. 15 yards or so inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. Down the left for Arsenal. Back square now from Winterburn for Jensen. It's back in the centre circle, and there's an audible groan from the Arsenal fans. Now they've got it wide down the right with Dixon. Arsenal keeping the possession, but back where they started again on the halfway line. Now long from Linnigan, trying to find Smith. Headed on by Smith, but that was behind Ian Wright, and Waddle is back now helping out as defenders. Long legs from Chris Waddle now, bringing the ball away from the penalty area, and then left-footed hits it into the Arsenal half. Adams should win that. Well, Hurst challenged strongly against Adams, and it's still in play down the near side, and Hurst has got it. Terrific play for Sheffield Wednesday by Hurst. It breaks now to Nielsen. Square ball from Nielsen. Sheridan's shot. Oh, and that was left-footed and well wide, almost halfway between the goal and the corner flag over on the far side. That's a goal kick to Arsenal.
David Hurst has visibly moved up a gear since he scored that goal. It's amazing what a goal does for a striker. He's now starting to run across the line. He looks as though he's, found a second fitness almost. He's really working very hard. That really is good news for Wednesday.
Hurst with a U scored many goals here in the stadium for England and West Ham. Hurst with an I has equalised for Sheffield Wednesday in the cup final, and 1-1 it is, and we have 8 minutes to go. Now Lee Dixon have to do much more defending in the second half. Can't keep it in. Throw into Sheffield Wednesday, taking it quickly with Chris Woods. Woods really hasn't had anything like as much to do as David Seaman in the second half. Woods now 15 yards out of his area. Eventually parts with it. Hurst going to challenge Adams. This time Adams just nudged it away from him. Arsenal being penned back though inside their own half. We've not seen much of Merson. And now Merson does set off, and this is a good run from Paul Merson. Skips round the challengers, tries to get it down the centre, but in the end too many challenges for him, and it's John Sheridan mopping up in midfield once more. Still Sheridan playing in Worthington's left back position. Now Worthington goes across, and Warhurst crosses the halfway line. Here comes the pace from Warhurst now. A 1-2 with Hurst up towards the edge of the area, trying to find Wright, and in comes Nigel Winterburn for Arsenal. 1-1 with 7 minutes to go in the cup final. Arsenal now looking to Jensen the Dane, European champion with Denmark. Good ball from him. Davis, number 14. Davis trying to link up with Ian Wright, caught in possession by Viv Anderson. In comes Davis with another challenge. Wright finds Smith inside the area. Smith can't get the ball under control. Wednesday have to be careful. In the end, the back pass from John Sheridan to Chris Woods, but that really dangerous from Arsenal. As much as Sheffield Wednesday seem to be fancying this, Arsenal look very, very dangerous just then, and now again Dixon 25 yards out, trying to play it through the gap, but lots and lots of blue and white shirts are there for Sheffield Wednesday, and emerging with the ball now is Harks. Harks puts it down the left-hand side for Hurst. Wright is forward. Hurst is still 35 yards out and running into trouble, and Trevor Francis wouldn't have been happy with that, because Arsenal have now got it back inside the Wednesday half. Campbell on the ball for Arsenal, tall, determined, powerful player. Campbell now lays it. It looks a little bit, that was a tired ball from Kevin Campbell. That really was, and Ian Wright is furious because it didn't give him any chance at all. He says, come on, sort yourself out. That's not good enough in the cup final. Throw to Sheffield Wednesday. 1-1. 6 minutes to go, and possibly extra time. The ball is on the halfway line. Who's going to get there first? Dixon for Arsenal. And eventually that was a foul, was it, by Winterburn? Yes. Foul by Winterburn on Paul Davis. We may need the physiotherapist again. And we're going to have a change by Trevor Francis. This is interesting now with 5 minutes to go. They're going to bring on number 17, Graham Hyde. We'll wait to see who's coming off. Jimmy Armfield didn't have 4 minutes to go. Davis is okay. Palmer is now back in the back four, but he would have been back anyway at this particular moment because it's a free kick to Arsenal. Dixon takes it, and it's volleyed away by Warhurst for Sheffield Wednesday. And these are the moments now where a mistake could be absolutely critical and crucial. With extra time looming, it's 1-1 in the cup final, and Nigel Winterburn now for Arsenal. Eventually it breaks for Alan Smith, who finds Davis, and Davis scoops it down the right-hand side to Dixon, who's in a bit of space. Immediately Harks comes across to try and hold him up. And Dixon now finds Smith on the edge of the area. He tries to lay it off for Kevin Campbell. Wednesday now with Palmer at the back stand firm, and bringing it out for them is Sheridan. Long ball by Sheridan down the centre, looking for Wright. Anticipated though by David Seaman. Almost a great ball that by John Sheridan. And Arsenal now clear their line. It was a ball from Linnigan. Didn't get them very far. It's down that left-hand side, far side for Sheffield Wednesday with Harks on the halfway line. Still Harks, comes in field. Wright just knocks it off high, the substitute. Gets his first touch. Waddle now drifting into that central midfield position. Finds David Hurst, the man who equalised for Sheffield Wednesday 30 yards out. Hurst right-footed and very high and wide behind Seaman's goal for a goal kick.
One or two players look a little bit tired, a bit jaded last few minutes. It's been noticeable the number of times that the ball's been given away. I would say in the last 10 minutes, you know, it's amazing how many times the players have had the ball. He's had time to do something. He's gone for something a little bit complicated. He's given the ball away. That's exactly what happened to David Hurst then. Saw the whites of the goalposts.
Not surprising if they're tired, as Alan Green was saying, with all the football they've been playing. And remember that 2 runs this season in Cup football, League Cup final and FA Cup final. But not only is Wembley and the FA Cup final physically draining, it must be, I would imagine, fairly draining emotionally as well for players. Into the last moments of 90 minutes, Jack Charlton's forecasting extra time here. 1-1 it is, and Arsenal have the ball, and they have it with David Seaman. We've got 2 minutes to go, and we have, I reckon, at least another 4 or 5 of injury time, and the ball is still with Seaman, and he hits it now looking for Campbell. Campbell jumps with Worthington. Campbell turns and is in possession. Well, and Worthington has to be careful with the challenge here. And he was, and Sheffield Wednesday get it out of the area. And Harks is trying to go forward for them. He's still full of running. And he kept his balance well there down the left-hand side. He's faced now on the halfway line by Davis. Still with Harks. Holds it up neatly for his side, buying them time. And then Wednesday keep it, and they find number 9 playing at the back, Paul Warhurst. And the general now for them in midfield is John Sheridan. Palmer playing at the back, short of the halfway line, down the right-hand side. Wright looks to try and make the run against Winterburn. Winterburn sticks to his job well. A throw into Sheffield Wednesday, taken by Nielsen. Bright needs to get it under control. And it's Nielsen again, skipping infield, being forced to go square by Merson. Now back to Sheridan. Just seconds of normal time to go as Sheffield Wednesday lose their way with that ball from Sheridan. And Seaman now plays the ball into space down the right-hand side. The roar goes up now from the Arsenal fans, because Dixon's got it. 30 seconds of normal time to go in the cup final. Goal now surely, and it's all over. Jensen. Long one for Wright to chase. Warhurst, though, is reading that, but he has conceded a throw-in. Almost as good as a corner, this perhaps, for Arsenal. Lee Dixon moves slowly down the right-hand side. Adams is staying back. Linnigan, though, has gone forward. Adams stays back inside the centre circle. Throw into Arsenal. We are now playing time added on by referee Kieran Barrett in the cup final. 1-1. A Lee Dixon throw towards the near post. Back header from Campbell. Danger here for Sheffield Wednesday. Right with a shot. Tipped over spectacularly by Chris Woods. Wonderful bit of action there. Ian Wright thwarted right at the end of 90 minutes by Chris Woods at his very best in the Sheffield Wednesday goal. But Arsenal have a corner, and Paul Merson's going to take it for them. Down the left-hand side, and Wednesday haven't cleared it yet. Carlton Palmer eventually digs it out to the far side. Ian Wright is willing the ball to go out of play, and Arsenal, from almost an identical position, have a throw just a couple of yards from the corner flag. Well, the last time it was knocked on with purpose at the near post, and Ian Wright almost won the cup for Arsenal in that moment. But Chris Woods keeps Wednesday in it. Dixon now with a throw again to the near post. A back header from Campbell. Smith tried to flick it on. This time Warhurst, as Chris Woods says, get out. As Dixon trying to put the ball back in for Arsenal this time doesn't quite get it right. And could Wednesday counter here? Brilliant ball by Waddle. Wright is going forward. Seaman comes out of his area. He's a good 15 yards out of his area. 2 minutes of added time play. Free kick to Arsenal. And they don't get very far from it. They took it very quickly, but now it breaks to Merson. Merson trying to put it forward for Alan Smith. Sheffield Wednesday are strong once more in midfield. And the substitute Hyde finds David Hurst, who takes up a good position down the right-hand side. Just goes inside the Arsenal half. Still Hurst. Now Waddle takes over. And Nielsen finds the new man Hyde. Certainly he shouldn't be showing any fatigue. It's 1-1, and we played a couple of minutes of added time. Left-footed ball now from Waddle. Looks for Harks, who waited for it. Adams didn't. Adams, the Arsenal captain, tries to get it out and eventually plays it off Nielsen for a throw.
Well, it really was a critical moment, I thought, for Sheffield Wednesday off that long throw in from Dixon. It was flicked on by Campbell, and I think it was Worthington who got a touch on it. It went up in the air. Merson let it drop, and Wright volleyed it. I thought it was in. It was a very good save by Woods.
Alan Smith, the Arsenal substitute for Ray Parlour. We're seeing a little bit more now of Merson going down the left-hand side. Two Sheffield Wednesday players come in with the tackles, and it's gone off Merson, and we've now played 2.5 minutes of injury time, and that has to be right. We're certainly due at least that here. It's 1-1. Ian Wright's goal in the first half, and in this second half, David Hurst with the Sheffield Wednesday equaliser, but much better from Arsenal in the last few minutes. And Dixon now, once more, goes down the right-hand side. He's got lots of space. Harks is coming across to try and hold him up on the edge of the area. Campbell takes over. Campbell, faced by Worthington, gets the corner kick off the fullback. And the wall goes up from Arsenal once more. And these are anxious moments now for Trevor Francis, who might just settle for extra time. Corner kick for Paul Davis and Arsenal. Down the right-hand side, and this time Tony Adams does go forward. And he tells him so. Raises both hands. Stands 15 yards or so away from Chris Woods' goal. Corner kick for Arsenal. Deep into added time. Davis takes it. Linnigan tries to jump. Wednesday cleared. The flag, though, has indicated a bit of pushing and a free kick for Sheffield Wednesday. And we've played 3.5 minutes of added time.
That whistle then would have been sweet music to Sheffield Wednesday. They look a bit anxious to me still on these long throw-ins and corner kicks. And Arsenal are always a threat at these dead ball situations.
When you get sides as evenly matched as this, extra time inevitable and a bonus. No question about that for us here today. We're gearing ourselves up for another 30 minutes here at Wembley. We've played now 4 minutes of added time. It is there with a shot, and Woods is down in the 6-yard to left. Doesn't get great distance. Still inside his half. Challenging for it, short of the halfway line. Sheridan and Campbell. And in the end, Carlton Palmer comes in with his head, and the ball spins off Dixon. Down the far side for a Sheffield Wednesday throw-in. John Sheridan, number 11, retrieves the ball, but Worthington will take the throw. How much more time is the referee prepared to add on here? Worthington with a throw. Looks for Bright, misses Bright. And the ball ricochets its way through once more to the penalty area and to goalkeeper David Seaman. For perhaps the last time in normal play now. Has a chance to get a good long clearance for Arsenal. From right to left towards the tunnel. It's just a little too long for Alan Smith to deal with, and that literally went all the way through from Seaman to Woods, and now it's carted back inside the Arsenal half by Woods. Missed, though, by David Hurst.
Extra time. The fourth period of extra time in 5 years in the FA Cup final. On only one of the 3 previous occasions, 1990, Palace and Manchester United, have we needed a replay. Should we need one this year, it will be Thursday night, back at Wembley, 7:30 kickoff. Jensen for Arsenal, who are starting extra time playing from left to right. But Wednesday have the ball with Waddle. Now Sheridan. Waddle again. Worthington down the left side. Sheridan wants it given back to him. Worthington keeps it. Instead he gives it to Harks now. Close to the corner flag. That's a cross that seemed to, I thought for a second, take a deflection off Dixon, but it didn't. It was just badly hit. Badly hit. It's a goal kick to Arsenal. Now, James, what about that substitution?
I can only assume that Wright is injured. I don't know, but could only assume that. And Arsenal now play with 3 centre-backs and the 2 full-backs wide. They've done this quite a lot. And O'Leary is the sort of almost a sweeper behind Adams and Linnigan. So it will disrupt Arsenal's style a little bit. And I would think Sheffield Wednesday will be delighted to see Wright going off, because he's always a threat. You know, his pace is always a threat. Campbell, to me, has had a quiet match. He will now revert back to the position, I think, where he's strongest, when he's playing as a central striker alongside Smith.
Dixon with a throw-in to Merson. Back to Dixon again. Hyde obstructed Dixon as he tried to make progress down the right side. And it's a free kick. And not only is it a free kick, but it's a stupid, silly booking for Graham Hyde, who kicked the ball away. Quite pointless, though. No excuse. They told at the start of the season this was going to happen. Descent, he showed it, and he's booked at Wembley.
Now, here's a danger point, I think, for Wednesday.
2 minutes gone in extra time. Arsenal were ahead here, then paid back by Wednesday, but Arsenal with a free kick, 2 yards in from the near side. The Arsenal right, midway inside the Wednesday half. Davis curls it in, left-footed. It comes up and away from Worthington's head. Davis meets it again. Hyde comes across to harass him, and he pushed him down. And Graham Hyde had to be careful there. He backheeled the ball, and it's as well for him, it went straight to Davis. So the free kick, again from the Arsenal right. Again, it's Davis's left foot. Dipping it in far post, and Adams! So it was Smith who jumped, actually, and it came off his forehead and behind for a goal kick.
There's a threat. Every time that there's a free kick comes into the box, I always think there's a bit of a threat from Arsenal. And now they've got O'Leary, that's another big chap they can put forward. Davis, the first free kick he knocked in was too low. Trajectory was all wrong. I think he can afford to, as we say in the game, hang it up a little bit, because they've got big chaps in there who can all go in and get it. And Wednesday not strong at the back, in the air.
Smith jumps. It seemed to hit the hand of Warhurst, that protected hand, but it fell to Worthington. There's no offence, and Worthington plays it back to Woods. First time clearance. Bright jumps. Adams wins it in the air, but heads it straight to Sheridan. Sheridan looking lively since half-time. Gives it to Harks down the left side. Dixon with him. Harks takes him on. Dixon across, and good challenge from the England right back. Puts it out of play, and it's a throw into Sheffield Wednesday. Very close to the corner flag. We've played 3 minutes in the first period of extra time. Arsenal 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Harks throws into the penalty area. Adams heads it away, and there's Smith to help it further away, but Worthington now for Wednesday to Sheridan. Back to Harks on his right foot, down the left side, plays it in too low. Linnigan directs his header away from the penalty area, straight to Sheridan though. Now Nielsen, chip forward, Wright controls it well, 3 Arsenal players around him, he evades them, gives it to Harks, thought about the shot, instead dinks it to the left to Waddle. Waddle with a deep cross, great catch under pressure from Wright. Seaman jumped, caught it well, he hurt his left shoulder in the process, he clutches it. And will he require treatment? Well, the referee's going up there to check. It was a very good cross from Chris Waddle, hanging in the air, and Seaman caught it. He was under pressure, but I didn't think that induced the fall, and he is going to receive some treatment.
I think he took a little bit of a knock from Wright there as well. I think he did catch him, I think, and he fell, and he must have fallen a little bit awkward, but it seemed to be on his back as much as anything else, whether Wright caught him as the ball was coming over. But it was a good move by Wednesday. And just while the game is stopped and Seaman's getting some treatment here, Alan, I think I should say, I thought Wednesday deserved their equaliser. They were worth, extra time, in my opinion. But I agree with Jack, really. I thought they could have lost it in the last 5 minutes. I really did. I felt that if a goal was going to come in that last 5 minutes, it was going to come from Arsenal. And the problem now is they've lost Palmer. And it's just lost a little bit of the drive from the centre of midfield as much as anything else.
Since someone's handed you a cup of coffee, will I avoid talking to you for 5-10 minutes?
No, feel free to have a sip.
That's very good, thank you.
Because you're paying for it.
You're joking. Seaman's all right, or at least all right to allow play to continue. He plays it upfield for Arsenal. Worthington heads it carefully into the arms of the other goalkeeper, Woods. Woods clearance. Hangs in the air. Hurst jumps, so does Linnigan. Linnigan heads it down to Jensen, and Jensen just feeds it back. Seaman's definitely looking uncomfortable. His clearance to the far side to Winterburn. Infield to Jensen. Smith waits as the ball's played forward. He's beaten in the air by Warhurst. There's Sheridan for Sheffield Wednesday. 5 minutes played in extra time. Worthington turns it back to Woods. Woods waits, meets it with his right foot, and now directs it forward. That was a foul surely by Linnigan on Wright. And it's been terribly untidy, actually, since a few minutes after Hurst scored the equaliser. Both these sides have played a mammoth number of games this season. They're looking a little tired, and there have been a great many stoppages to interrupt play as well. Bright's onto his feet, and Arsenal will get everyone bar Kevin Campbell behind this free kick. Worthington glances to his left to the Wednesday bench, looking for instruction. Richie Barker's telling him what to do. He's stepped a couple of yards in advance of the Wednesday bench. Bright hobbles forward now. He'll not make it to the penalty area as Worthington takes the free kick, and that looked like a foul by Hurst on Dixon. He certainly was into Dixon, pushed him, and the linesman just a couple of yards away couldn't miss it. You look at the match now, and as it stands at this particular moment, and
I think you were saying, now, where is the goal going to come? Because if anything, I think Arsenal have looked even more solid with 3 central defenders. I think it's, you're looking at when it gets to this stage where a little bit of fatigue creeps into it, and somebody might just make an error. And I think that's going to be crucial, and that's how the players will be thinking as well. They don't want to give anything away. But I think you've got to have a spirit of adventure, and if you want to go and win prizes, there's got to be a spirit of adventure.
A mistake or a moment of inspiration. That's what's called for here, as Wednesday play it forward. It's headed on by Wright, but drops to O'Leary, and O'Leary, alert, comes forward, plays 2 1-2s, but then hits the pass straight to Wednesday's possession. Worthington to Hyde. Worthington again on the halfway line, near side, Wednesday left. Curls it forward, but beyond Hurst. Linnigan heads it away and out of play. Midway through the first period of extra time. You're listening to Sport on 5 on BBC Radio 5. Arsenal 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Worthington's throw to Hurst, scorer of the equalizer. Turns away from Linnigan. Dinks the cross in, but well beyond Bright. And through to Seaman. Seaman, rather uncomfortably, throws the ball out to the far side, but Winterburn chases after it. Takes it 15 yards inside the Wednesday half, down the Arsenal left. Now he leaves it to Merson, who, by his high standards, has had a very quiet game. And he had a very poor pass there. Straight to Harks, inside the centre circle. Oh, he plays a 1-2 with the referee. That was fortunate. Harks moving the right side of midfield. Picks out Nielsen, the Swedish fullback. Room for the cross. Oh, wretchedly hit. Well away from the blue and white striped shirt, straight to Seaman, and Seaman throws well to Dixon. In room, down the right side. O'Leary out of central defence, makes himself available. Dixon finds Smith instead. Now Davis. Here's O'Leary. Merson wants it played to him. Down the right side. Worthington goes with him, and the flag is up for offside, so Merson can stop. It's a free kick to Wednesday.
I think George Graham has given Merson a freer rein in this extra time period. As you say, Alan, I think he's been a bit quiet by his standards. But he's always likely to pop up on the flank and do something.
Worthington plays it straight to Linnigan. Linnigan to Smith. Back to Linnigan again on the halfway line. That was a good pass. Straight to Merson. Spots Winterburn down the left side. Plenty of room for Merson to come forward. Smith and Campbell wait. The cross comes in. Oh, wretched cross again, and Winterburn knows it. Straight to Woods. Woods throw out. Gets Worthington under momentary pressure, but Worthington keeps his head, finds Warhurst, forward to Sheridan. Nielsen down the far side, sprints across the halfway line. Waddle's available, so too is Hyde. Nielsen comes in field, gives it to Sheridan, 30 yards from goal. Arsenal on the defensive now. Harks, left side of the Arsenal penalty area, checks onto his right foot, plays it in low, deflected away. Waddle might pick it up. No, Winterburn hits the clearance, but there was Nielsen waiting to greet it before the halfway line could be reached. He gives it to Palmer. Now Sheridan, immediately laid off to Worthington near side. 10 minutes gone in the first period of extra time. Worthington runs down the left, showed far too much of it to Smith, but Smith can't concede the corner, instead he concedes the throw-in. Worthington will leave it to John Harks. Mark Bright, who experienced a cup final replay with Palace, a losing replay in 1990. Wants a winning day today for Sheffield Wednesday. Harks throws, Bright heads it on, elaborate overhead kick. Hyde was in, didn't control it. It's through to Seaman. There was an offence spotted by the referee. It's a free kick to Arsenal.
Just so for a minute then, we're going to see something really spectacular from David Hurst. I've seen him try that bicycle kick before, and no contact whatsoever there.
Seaman to take the free kick, just a yard ahead of his 6-yard box. Hits it into the centre circle. Jensen heads it on, but they look terribly tired out there, both sides. Worthington for Sheffield Wednesday. That was a good pass to Bright, well controlled on his chest, laid back to Sheridan. Of Sheridan's pass aimed at Hurst, instead find Linnigan. Linnigan clears, but straight to Wednesday. Terribly untidy, but there might be a winner here in extra time for one of these sides. Nielsen plays it forward, laid off. Nielsen again, edge of the penalty area. Linnigan plays the pass back, and Seaman hit it away as quickly as he could. It bounces once and goes out of play for a throw into Sheffield Wednesday. Sheridan takes it to Bright. Bright can turn, there's no defender with him. Bright, 30 yards from goal, chips it to Hurst, takes it on his chest. Oh, he tried to play it back to Bright. He didn't hit the pass well. Arsenal clear. Merson then tackled and beaten by Hyde. Forward to Bright, the flag is up for offside. Bright hits it goalwards, but beyond the far post. Didn't matter, it's a free kick.
Well, Wednesday, give me the opinion that they feel they can win this. They are a little bit more adventurous altogether, really, than Arsenal at this stage. Arsenal playing certainly with 3 centre-backs and the 2 full-backs on either side of them. They do look fairly solid, they look fairly comfortable, but is there the odd occasion where, one of the midfield players like Sheridan or Harks, especially, just might be able to create something.
Smith heads it down to Davis inside the Wednesday half. Forward to Merson, back to Davis, all very tight here, but good control by Arsenal. Jensen hits it straight to Warhurst, now to Waddle. He's got room, and Waddle sees the room, and he sprints through the gap. He's inside the centre circle. Forward to Sheridan, lie laid on. Hurst is there, so too is Wright. Oh, Hurst wasn't ready. Arsenal clear, but only to Nielsen. Hyde, Nielsen again, down the right side of midfield. Midway inside the Arsenal half. He runs into the middle of that half, and then he coaxes the ball to the near side to Worthington. Plenty of space down the left flank. There's the cross, the header goalwards by Hurst. That was the wrong option. He should have headed down to Waddle or to Bright. Instead, he headed straight to Seaman. Seaman throws out to Winterburn. Winterburn plays it down the left side. Smith adjudged by the linesman to have fouled Nielsen. That's a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday.
That's where Arsenal have missed right. When they can knock the ball over the top for somebody to go after. It's not Campbell's strength or Smith's strength. They haven't got the pace of Wright, nor are they as willing, really, to go and chase those sort of balls. They prefer balls into feet, as we say. And I think at this moment, Arsenal are just holding a little bit, making sure they give nothing away.
Carlton Palmer takes the free kick for Sheffield Wednesday. Bright hardly jumps. O'Leary heads it clear. Wednesday knock it back, and this time the clearance is from Adams. But Hyde picks it up for Wednesday again. To Nielsen. Chip towards the near side. Hurst will run after it. He's tussling with Dixon for the ball, and Dixon wins it. Dixon comes forward. Hits it long. Campbell sprints after it, but the ball just squirts out of play, and it's a throw-in to Sheffield Wednesday. Only one substitute left to be brought on. That would be Wednesday, and it would be Chris Bart-Williams, 18 years of age and young player of immense talent, but there's no sign of him, or perhaps there is actually. He's up off the bench and he's just going through the odd little exercise down there. We've only got a minute left of the first period of extra time, and then another 15 minutes, and then if no one's provided a winner, it'll be Wembley again, Thursday night, 7:30 kick-off for the replay, and then it will finish, even if we need penalties. Adams, the captain for Arsenal, who got the winner against Spurs in the semi-final, gives it to Winterburn. Infield it goes to Jensen. Merson, the layoff to Davis. Good play again from Arsenal. Dixon to Merson again. They're not making much progress, though, towards the Sheffield Wednesday penalty area. Given to O'Leary. Davis, Jensen's available. Back to O'Leary again. He slices it forward. It's headed away by Warhurst, and there's Waddle inside his own half. Tackled and beaten, but Wednesday clear again. Bright to Sheridan. That's a good ball to Hurst. The layoff to Bright. There's a chance here for Wednesday. Has Bright got the pace? Hurst is available. That was a handball by Linnigan. Clearly a handball, and it's a free kick, and the referee settles for the free kick. Well, if he hadn't handled, it was certainly going through well.
Very fortunate.
Very fortunate to stay on the field, I would have said, in those circumstances.
Yes, that was, Wright was knocked the ball across. Hurst was all on his own in centre field. And Linnigan, the ball struck his hand. And the referee obviously felt, that it was just kicked against his hand. There was no deliberate handball. Otherwise, he would have had to take action against Linnigan. As it is, Wednesday got a free kick.
4 to 5 yards outside the penalty area. Taken by Sheridan, and Seaman anticipated well. Just ran to his left, and he made the save. If it was an accidental handball, it wasn't a free kick in the first place.
Well, yes, he can give a free kick for handball. He can give a free kick for this handball, it's because it interrupted the flow of play. But what he's got to decide, the referee, is whether it was intentional. Not easy.
Arsenal clear upfield. We're into added time at the end of the first period of extra time. Dixon tries to cross the ball. It rebounds off Harks, and there's a corner to Arsenal.
One thing about Arsenal, they are resilient, aren't they? They really are resilient. These back players, they're tough nuts to crack.
Tough nuts they are. And it's been quite a disappointing season for them. They've won one trophy, and they still might win the FA Cup. Davis takes the corner, left-footed, hit high. Woods jumps and then reaches with the paw of his right hand, clutches the ball from the air and makes the save. That was Pat Jennings-like.
That was really good catch, and it was an important catch too. because Adams was up there behind him.
Woods waits, hits the ball upfield, the whistle blows. That's the end of the first 15 minutes. 15 more minutes to go. There can be no coaching at half-time. The referee wants them to turn around to get on with it. And is there a winner left at Wembley on the 15th of May? If there is one, Mike Ingham will describe it.
There will, I think, just be time, though, before they restart. Referee wants them to get underway. But Jack Charlton, any thoughts for us?
Well, yes, you've got to admire both teams. They've put enormous amounts of effort, and with this new back pass rule where the ball is in play a lot more than it normally is, they've really had a graft at each other. Sheffield have come and played, Arsenal have come and played. It's been a wonderful, really has been a wonderful cup final. It's a shame that one of them's going to lose it, and I wouldn't like to pick the winner at this moment.
Well, one of them may not necessarily lose now today. We only have 15 minutes to go, and I'll bring Alan Sunderland in again in just a moment as well for maybe a thought on Arsenal. But Sheffield Wednesday in these final 15 minutes have the ball and play from left to right. Arsenal having to defend. Linnigan just knocks it out of the area. Davis is trying to complete the clearance. Still no Bart Williams, by the way. Waddle's got the ball for Sheffield Wednesday. Plays it beautifully now on the outside to Roland Nielsen, and Nielsen, well, caught, I thought, by Jensen. Referee was happy with the challenge. It's a goal kick. Alan Sunderland, come in, please.
Yeah, well, Sheffield Wednesday are playing the way they can, and the way they play so well. They're still going forward, even though, as Jack said, a lot of fatigue set in now. Arsenal soaking it up again and looking dangerous on the break. I think, if a goal's going to come, toss a coin which end he's going to come at the moment. I think both sides are looking capable, and both sides are looking a little bit fatigued.
And we have rain again now. Light rain falling at Wembley. We have a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. I don't think England manager Graham Taylor will be too happy if it's a replay on Thursday. His squad due to assemble for World Cup games. Woods, Palmer, Seaman, Dixon, Adams, Winterburn, Wright, Merson. Warhurst, one of the standbys. So I don't think that would go down terribly well from the England point of view. But we will have a replay on Thursday night if we can't sort this out this afternoon. Let's hope we can sort it out today, because it's all set up for a Saturday finish. And Wednesday wastes the free kick. Arsenal away now. Campbell on his own on the halfway line. Merson, though, comes in to pick up the possession for Arsenal. Winterburn looking tired, can't join him, but now he gets the ball from Merson, plays it through the legs of the midfield player Hyde, and Merson just can't move onto it, though, from Arsenal. Waddle's tidying up, and with the left foot finds Sheridan in the centre of midfield, who then knocks it over to Winterburn down the left-hand side for Sheffield Wednesday. Already 2 minutes played of added time now in the second half of extra time. Harks for Sheffield Wednesday down the left-hand side. Bright and Hurst are waiting. The ball comes in, though, and only finds the head of Arsenal captain Tony Adams. Collected by Sheridan, and then Sheridan tried to involve David Hurst down the right, but he was offside, and that's a free kick to Arsenal. Jimmy Arthur.
Harks is one player to me who doesn't seem to look too fatigued. He's got good engine, this lad. And it was a lovely dummy there that set up an attack for Sheffield Wednesday. Hurst just moved offside a little bit too quickly. I think Wednesday do look dangerous, but when they come to the final third of the field, they've been giving the ball away a little bit too often. It's not their style, because they've been so accurate this season.
Neat little back header now from Mark Bright. Hurst gives it back to Bright. 15 yards inside the Arsenal half, and back again now to Hurst. Sheridan tried to pounce there, almost got in the way of David Hurst. Arsenal now come to the near side with Nigel Winterburn, the left back, just short of the halfway line. Laid off now by Merson, and back again comes Sheffield Wednesday. 3 minutes gone in the final period of extra time at Wembley in the cup final. Arsenal 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. A tired challenge now by Jensen on Mark Bright, and a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. Couple of yards in from the near touchline, right-hand side, almost halfway inside the Arsenal half. David Seaman calling, and Waddle, hands on hips, is going to take this free kick for Sheffield Wednesday. Bright and Hurst wait. Over on the far side is the American Harks, who then runs across as the kick is delivered. And the kick is aimed towards Hurst, who's beaten in the air by Linnigan, and then held up by Davis, given back to Linnigan down the Arsenal right. That's a good ball from the centre-back. Alan Smith does well for his team. Davis takes over now down the Arsenal right. Goes inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. Overcomes the man Jimmy was talking about, still looking fit as a fiddle, John Harks, and it's out of play. Just a reminder that Viv Anderson had to come off with an injury. Carlton Palmer's playing in the back four. Arsenal replacing the injured Ian Wright with David O'Leary in extra time. And earlier Parlour made way for Alan Smith. Still, Sheffield Wednesday have Chris Bart-Williams. Number 22 for Arsenal's David O'Leary with a hopeful one, but that's gone straight through again to Woods. And Woods throws accurately to the right-hand side of his defence and then gets the ball back again once more from Roland Nielsen. We just have 10 minutes to go now. We've played 20 minutes of extra time. Long ball downfield by Woods. The crowd trying to urge on their respective sides. Merson can't get it past number 4 for Sheffield Wednesday, Carlton Palmer. Palmer now, little flick from Bright, almost worked for Hurst. Sheffield Wednesday, the tackle went flying in there in midfield from Hyde, but Arsenal now with Adams. Adams down the centre, looking for Campbell to make the charge. Winterburn comes across, but can't move on to that, and it's just tidied up by Roland Nielsen. And no sign of a goal as we enter the last 10 minutes of this game. We could be heading for a get-together again on Thursday night. Now, Arsenal's throw-in. Campbell trying to turn. Edge of the area. Back to Merson. Left-hand side, near side. Merson crouches over the ball and lets Jensen now find Paul Davis, number 14, 25 yards out. Too many Sheffield Wednesday players there, though, for Davis. And the shot in the end comes in from Jensen from a long, long way out. Chris Woods was right behind it, though, and makes a comfortable save.
It was well struck, but 30 yards, it's not going to beat Woods, I wouldn't think, from that sort of range. But definitely, the game's moved down again now.
Palmer volleys the ball into the Arsenal half. Lee Dixon's underneath it and then goes past Sheridan, then shows too much of it to Worthington, and Worthington's given it now to Harkes down the Wednesday left. Bright is in the area. Hurst is there as well. The ball is still with Harkes, and eventually the cross in is dealt with by David O'Leary, the Arsenal substitute. And Arsenal have to be careful not to lose their way in midfield. Wednesday got it back again with Warhurst. Back inside his own half, steadies himself, and then finds Northern Ireland's Nigel Worthington. Worthington again with Harkes down the left-hand side. Harkes holds, faced by Davis, and then rolls it down the left for Worthington. Can't get the cross in, does well, wins a corner off Dixon. Corner kick to Sheffield Wednesday, who are now going to bring off, I think, Chris Waddle. Chris Bart-Williams, number 14, the 18-year-old, is going to come on for the more senior Chris Waddle, with 8 minutes to play in the cup final. Waddle slowly comes off on the near side. Bart-Williams to come on. Can he make a name for himself here? It's going to be a Sheffield Wednesday corner. 1-1 between Arsenal and Sheffield Wednesday. And we have about 7.5 minutes to go in extra time. It's a John Sheridan corner down the left-hand side, the far side of the field for Sheffield Wednesday. It comes in and it's too near the goalkeeper. That's David Seaman's ball.
Just be a straight swap, really. Bart-Williams, midfield player, young England player, great promise, teenager, but he's got quite good talent, very good passer of the ball, and he's been trying. I was reading the other day saying that he's trying to get himself, amongst the goals. Well, it'd be a marvellous time to start.
Alan Smith now for Arsenal, putting pressure on. Merson with a left-footed shot, and that's over the bar. That almost a moment there for Arsenal, but Merson couldn't keep his effort down. I'm getting a note about Roland Nielsen, who apparently could have a World Cup commitment with Sweden on Wednesday at home to Austria. And under the FIFA regulations, the countries have first call for World Cup games, so that's going to be an interesting one possibly for Trevor Francis to face if this game does need replaying on Thursday. Maybe you're playing both. Wouldn't want to miss a cup final replay, I'm sure, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Now, Sheffield Wednesday with Worthington. Worthington for John Harkes down the left-hand side. Harkes faced by Dixon and O'Leary, and I think he's going to have another go. He is. Harkes looks for the new man Bart-Williams, but just picks up pace off the turf. Bart-Williams can't get onto that. I'm also hearing that David O'Leary's scheduled testimonial on Monday against Manchester United will go ahead whatever happens. And so even if we need a replay on Thursday, there's going to be a testimonial at Highbury on Monday night for David O'Leary. But these two sides have only 6.5, 7 minutes now to try and prevent us meeting here again on Thursday night for that 7:30 kickoff. A goal kick for Arsenal, taken by Seaman. Alan Smith unchallenged, heads it forward. There's no Ian Wright, remember, now. Davis looking a bit weary, got his stocking roll right down. Gives it to Winterburn now, left-hand side, faced by the new player Bart-Williams. Winterburn scrambles well, though, for Arsenal. Still has Bart-Williams in the way, though. And Winterburn has the ball, that's the important thing. and he's getting closer to the corner flag. In the end, he's checked by Bart Williams, and it's a throw to Arsenal. 15 yards or so from the flag, thrown back to Jensen. Jensen now, right-footed into the area, headed away by Carlton Palmer. Davis there for Arsenal in midfield, mucks it sideways to Andy Linnigan. Linnigan now with one for Alan Smith to chase over on the far side. Smith slips on the turf, which has been moistened recently by the rain, and the ball eventually is just whacked out of play to the far side of the field. And it's going to be, when it comes back from the crowd, a Sheffield Wednesday throw for Nigel Worthington. And we have just over 5 minutes to go. Arsenal 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Ian Wright giving Arsenal the lead. Seems an awful long time ago now, after 21 minutes. And then after 61 minutes, 16 minutes gone in the second half, David Hurst, at that particular time, deservedly equalised for Sheffield Wednesday. O'Leary now for Arsenal. All 4 substitutes have been used by the managers. Not surprisingly, as we're now well into extra time. It's David Seaman for Arsenal. Seaman now nearer the halfway line than his own goal. Ball down the centre. Palmer beats Campbell. It's back inside the centre circle. Mark Bright trying to hold it. Now Bart Williams waits for support to arrive down the right-hand side from Nielsen. Nielsen comes in field. Little dart forward from him, and then a ball to the far side, which might just run away from Harkes. It does. It's a throw to Arsenal, and it's very, very tired now.
Very cautious. You know, the whole game has gone cautious now. I noticed when Nielsen got the ball there, Wednesday kept 4 players back. Arsenal had 6 players behind the ball.
And Seaman collects once more for his team. And Norwich City still wait to find out whether they're going to make it into Europe. They may have to wait another few days. They need Arsenal to win this game. And from their point of view, the afternoon started brightly, but it's 1-1. Winterburn now for Arsenal. Left-hand side of the field, high ball into the area, aimed towards Campbell. Campbell jumps, doesn't make contact. Ball is still in play in the Wednesday defence. Worthington it is with the ball, and hits it accurately into the Arsenal half. Linnigan challenges against Mark Bright. Eventually the ball's out of play for a very tired side. Sheffield Wednesday now collecting the ball, and Arsenal too. Throw in to be taken by Sheridan. Is the chance now for one final spark in the game, because a goal now, that'll be it. Nielsen for Sheffield Wednesday. 35 yards out, dipping and tipped over eventually by David Seaman, who was surprised by the pace of that from such a long distance. Tremendous effort by Roland Nielsen, and a corner kick to Sheffield Wednesday.
That was a good shot, and it was worth a go too. 30 yards, he decided to look for a bit of glory there as much as anything else, and Seaman did absolutely the right thing, making sure, put it over the top.
3 minutes to go in extra time in the cup final. 1-1 between Arsenal and Sheffield Wednesday. It's a Sheffield Wednesday corner though, and the left-back Worthington will take it down the right-hand side. In it comes, and it's headed away by Adams. Stoops to head it to the near side for a Sheffield Wednesday throw-in. Halfway inside the Arsenal half still though, and Nielsen, having just tested Seaman, the man to take the throw, but not a lot of time. Mark Bright gestures towards Nielsen, but instead he throws it to Worthington, who's stayed down this right-hand side after taking the corner. Left-footed ball in from Worthington. He immediately apologises for it, because it's gone straight through once more to Arsenal's Seaman. Just a couple of minutes to go. Seaman down the centre, but no chances being created really now in this final anymore. Nigel Worthington for Sheffield Wednesday. Caught in possession by Kevin Campbell, and Dixon pounces for Arsenal. Alan Smith's waiting. Dixon's inside the area. Dixon with a shot. Chris Woods with the save.
Good run by Dixon. He's played well today. He's another one who's got a good engine. And he came in from the right-hand side. He got onto his left foot. He struck it well.
As Kenneth Clark did, or John Patton did, the politicians immediately leap back at their throats and say, "Aha, humiliating climb down. What a grovelling apology he's been forced to make," and punish them for doing
we'll
the
try
very
and
thing
get back
that they said they
to
ought to have done.
OB at the FA Cup, as you can hear. Another BBC programme has just come across and interrupted, getting very close to the end of the period of extra time in the FA Cup final. It's 1-1, and at the moment, with only 2 minutes to go, it looks as though these two teams will be going around again on Thursday night, 7:30, about 4:30 in the morning Eastern time. But a thrilling encounter, huge crowd in, goals coming in the first half to Arsenal, to Ian Wright and David Hurst equalising in the second half. We'll try and get you back to Wembley to get the last few seconds of action in extra time in this FA Cup final. At the moment, the Arsenal team attacking on the right-hand side, but we're having a battle getting back to actually hear it. Some chances created in this final period of the match, but some lack of finishing. A few wild crosses from tiring players has prevented that winning goal from being scored. With Sheffield Wednesday looking for the first time in something like 58 years from winning the FA Cup final. They were there in 1966, beaten by Everton. Their 6th appearance in an FA Cup final. Here we go, we're back. Let's go for the last few seconds.
5 seconds to go, I make it. John Sheridan shields his eyes against the sun. Hasn't had to do that a lot this afternoon. Last moment of the cup final. Sheridan glances the free kick sideways to Worthington. Worthington strikes it over the bar. Seaman pulls out of any possible save, and we're now playing injury time at the end of extra time.
Yes, I think this is Can You Come Back Next Week game. Now, it's, I don't think there's been a sign of anything much really in extra time. We've had an effort from Merson which went over the top. That run from Dixon that was saved by Woods. Not too much really, only the shot from Nielsen from Sheffield Wednesday, which was tipped over the top by Seaman in extra time. It's gone very cautious now, very defensive in many respects.
And Kieran Barrett is well aware now that he's just adding on bonus seconds, really. 1-1 between Arsenal and Sheffield Wednesday. And one last chance, no! John Jensen thought he had the ball, but Kieran Barrett has blown his whistle. And in the end, fatigue was the winner of the cup final. In the end, Arsenal and Sheffield Wednesday just shake hands and make an appointment to meet again on Thursday night. I personally always think that's a little bit of a shame, because the FA Cup final's all geared to Saturday afternoon and the 3 o'clock kickoff. One or two of the players are trading shirts, but these two sides will meet in the stadium again for the 3rd time this season, having met in the League Cup final. They'll be making their 4th appearances of the season at Wembley, having played here in the semi-final. And just as in 81, 82, 83 and 90, it's a replay. And